Gentlemen. Oh, whoops. Mm, Go live. Ooh, and it already put in the motherfucker. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Already fucking, because I did the one before. That's what's up. Trying to tell you. I love to, I love to sing. And right beach, choppity chop. See, man. I love to, I love to sing. Stream key, Moon and June in the sing. Bitch. Good. Oh, oh, damn it. Go. What's shaking there, gentlemen? I was wrong. Nick's coming through for us. Seriously. Hey, he deserves some recognition because he almost never comes on after he does a collab. Well, I've only seen it. I think this is the only time. Hopefully, I don't get hit with that. Shit caught me off guard though. Uh, I just seen out of the corner of my eye he posted his shit on his Telegram. Same thing with earlier too, actually. Okay, good. Sweet. Yeah, it was like in the middle of running like something that was eating up like all of my RAM. So it just took me a minute to shut everything down and get it all wrapped up. Yeah, should be should be any second or any minute if not sooner. And I gotta automate this fuck shit. Just takes too goddamn long to set everything up. It's fucking lame. I'm tired of it. Like the Muna, like the Juna, Muna and the Juna and the Springer. Like to sing 2 and a T 4 2. To sing. You guys remember that cartoon with the little owl? And he's like Al Jolson singing, and his dad doesn't want him to sing. He makes him take violin lessons instead of singing lessons. Shit. There we go. Much better. I think he said, let's see what the show's going to be about. Oh, discussing the violent attack on Marine Brian McGinnis by Capitol Police for protesting the war in Iran and the Tucker Carlson Alp heist. Yeah, I guess Tucker Carlson, somebody snaked all his nicotine. And a Marine got his arm snapped in half. Fucking sketch, man, for sure. Sketch. Pretty awful. Oh yeah. Everything's everything's swell. Hmm. Man, he posted that shit like 15 minutes ago. What the fuck? What's going on, Nick? Nickolick. I don't even have my I don't have a chat out right now. Sorry about that, fellas. Dude, fucking pissing me off. Let's get the fuck out. All right, here we go. Uh, what's going on, Brand? GQ, Jason Uncensored, Arceus, E, is it Ken, Markle, 916 Markle. All right, Robert Marquez, what's up, Bobby? Uh, Jesse James, what's shaking? Haven't seen you in a hot minute. Hanging with the plumbers, what's shaking, bro? See, Markle, I don't think I've ever seen you in here. Welcome. Hmm. Yeah, America too, or America Just would be dope. Damn, he's really dragging this one out. But I'm not gonna bitch because he didn't have to do this one. I'm not gonna bitch as if anybody would listen. Yeah, he's coming. Did do show earlier. Some shit. He usually doesn't throw it up till he's about to go on. Can put some music on, I guess. Second. That's all. Oh shit! Streamlabs. It goes. It does a little twinkle. I'm somebody. Yeah. See, I haven't even seen it yet. The Marine getting hurt, but I did hear it, and it was fucked up because that jerk off Elijah Shafer played it, and I just hear the guy like, "Oh man, what the fuck, bro?" Like, oh, honestly, bro, I didn't go and look at it because I really don't like seeing people get hurt or blood. I mean, it sickens me to the core. Fucking bother. I'll figure it out. In the next stream, I'll do it. I don't get this. Why would he do us like this? Dragging it out. Necessary. I might get the America First Plus uh, membership just because I think the coverage would just be that much better. I would think. I'm wondering if the stream would actually be better, like the quality of his stream. I really didn't think he was gonna come on tonight. Like I kind of was settled in. I was just fixing to watch a movie, and Like I was like, motherfucker, it's kind of pissed me off, actually. Not gonna lie. Oh wow, Myron already cut a Nick Fuentes clip. Wow. Let's check this out for a second. Why not? Let's see here. Not sure if I've ever seen Myron do.
Point this out. They tried to, I don't know who, do you even know who? They tried to kill Nick Fuentes,
Oh
okay?
shit,
Like,
yeah,
that freaked
Myron's.
me the out, dude. Like,
Yeah, I
a
am
guy
on
got
Rumble.
trying to kill you,
Indeed.
you know? And then they mocked you for it. Like
Well,
they made
yeah.
fun of you. Like it was like some, like,
Side note, Jasmine Crockett got booted in the Texas primary. Yeah, I heard about that.
Thank God she
She
got
sucks.
booted. She's
Cameron, I
an
want to get
idiot.
pissed. Look at the Tel Aviv stock market's growth over the past 5 years. Absolutely ridiculous. Those gains should be ours. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It is crazy. You're right.
Did
it was some
anybody,
joke. It's like, bro, someone tried to kill an American citizen.
any of
Like,
you guys see that commercial she cut where it was Donald Trump talking shit about her? She didn't even say a word. She just crossed her arms at the end. And it's like, who told you that was going to work? Don't you realize that somebody saying you're low IQ 10 times, that makes you look
Not only that,
bad.
assassination of Charlie Kirk. You know, we're out here, we're getting shot at. It happened to me in December of 24. That I don't know that he was an intelligence operative. He seemed just like, I don't even know what that was exactly. It seemed like maybe he was some kind of disaffected young man. And without getting too much into the weeds on that one, he just seemed like he had some screws loose and maybe he was looking to gain infamy or notoriety.
Just wanted to hear
but
what
that
Myron
happens. And
had
then
to
it
say.
happened to Charlie Kirk. That was real. That's literally
So-
life and death. He's a you know, on September 9th, Turning Point was sort of a joke. I mean, obviously, it's an impressive operation. It's not a joke in that sense. It's a very consequential political group. But okay, socialism sucks. Big Gov sucks. It's kind of.
And guys, Rift TV is Elijah Schaefer's channel. Yeah, I gave her
Gay.
a follow. Show some love if you guys want.
Sucks.
We thought it was stupid. We thought it was silly. I thought Charlie Kirk was a silly man. He got shot in the neck for what he was doing. Whatever the story is there. And
I thought he was a silly
now
man.
with
He
this
got
Tucker
shot in the
thing,
neck.
Candace Owens, she says that she is the victim of a hit squad plot. Now, I don't know if that's true about what's happening with France, but I happen to know that other people tried to kill her. People have tried to kill Tucker Carlson. So we are all literally being hunted.
Dude,
for speaking out about this on a
those
big
words.
platform, for influencing people's hearts and minds, their votes, etc. We're
Why did he
literally
do
being
that?
hunted. And that's when James O'Keefe, who I don't really know him particularly well, I don't even think I've ever heard the story of this, which is
Yeah, he did clip those. I wanted to hear what Myron had to say.
There's some reports out of the mainstream media claiming Iranian
they're going towards Israel. This is from Lebanon. So a new
Oh,
wave
wow,
of
Iran
attack
hit
is
'em.
going towards Israel from Lebanon
Fuck yeah.
right now. What
Give it
else
to 'em.
have we got? We also had in between this was like an hour ago, but we finally got
Okay.
confirmation.
Did you guys see that shit Ben Shapiro dropped? This motherfucker straight up saying Dave Smith hates America because he's against the Iran war. It's like, bro, it stands, you know, it's still up for debate. And honestly, it's really not much of a debate, but it's still up for debate whether or not this Iran war is in America's best interest. Really, it's not up for debate. It's in Israel's best interest, Mr. Shapiro, you fucking scumbag. But it ain't in our best interest. We weren't at risk of being hit with fucking missiles. We're not even at risk now. And we've gone to war for these cocksuckers twice, bro. Twice in the last fucking year. This is this like and Ben Shapiro has the stones to literally say Dave Smith hates America. And there was another his actual video name was Don't Let Iran Make You Simp. Make you simp. Bro, I heard Cenk say this the other day. He said, he goes, for what Ben Shapiro, the way he's behaving, what he's talking about, the way he's shilling for Israel and this war, he's like, I would not be surprised if the next year or two, Ben Shapiro is run out of the country. I've been saying this since I started watching Nick, because I started watching him because I realized that, oh, it's because Jewish people are in control of our country, or Israelis. So I started watching Nick when I realized, or maybe I realized it when I started watching Nick. It was within that first week. And I was thinking to myself, like, bro, there's no fucking way. Well, he has gall, he has chutzpah, as he would put it. He has chutzpah to say that shit to us. But I was thinking the same thing Cenk was like, bro, there's no way. Like, this guy loves Israel so much. First of all, why the fuck does he live here? Why does he live in this country? Dude, you fucking hate this country. Which, honestly, that kind of, he's like, what do they say? It's projection. He's projecting exactly. Okay, this show's fixing to start. But he's projecting exactly what he's saying Dave Smith is guilty of. That Dave Smith hates this country. No, dude, you hate this fucking country. You hate this. Move to your precious desert oasis, you fucking
Good evening,
Israelite.
everybody. You're watching America First. My name is
Dude, he
Nicholas
looks
J.
sharp
Fuentes. We have a
tonight.
great show for you tonight. Very excited to be back here with you tonight on Wednesday. We have a lot to talk about tonight, lots to get into. Big show.
Big show.
Our featured story
Fuck
tonight,
yeah.
we're talking all about the U.S. Marine who was beat up, actually beat up. They broke his hand, possibly his arm.
Damn.
He was beat up by a U.S. senator for protesting the war in Iran
senator?
at a Senate hearing this afternoon.
What the fuck?
Very striking image. I don't know how much more symbolic it actually gets.
Yeah, than a senator
This
breaking
guy,
a,
Brian McGinnis,
a
for those that don't
civilian's
know,
arm.
he's been around for a long time. A couple of years ago, I believe maybe a little bit over a year ago, he is the one who delivered a report about the IDF murdering Palestinians that tried to get humanitarian relief in Gaza. Now he's running for Senate in North Carolina for the Green Party.
Oh, wow.
He showed up at a U.S. Senate hearing as they discussed the War Powers Resolution to protest the war in Iran.
Good for him.
Capitol Police came over, violently removed him.
Dude.
Republican Senator Tim Sheehy leapt into action, slammed his hand in the door as he screamed,
that's
Americans don't want to die for Israel. It's about as symbolic as it gets,
Bro.
and a very striking visual.
That guy needs to pay for that shit.
The War Powers Resolution.
I broke my hand several times. This shit ain't no joke.
It was a party line vote about a resolution which would constrain President Trump's ability to continue and expand the war in Iran. Almost every Republican voted in favor, with the exception of Rand Paul, who voted against. Almost every Democrat voted against, with the exception of John Fetterman, who voted in favor of the resolution. Or rather, I have that reversed. The Republicans voted against it, the Democrats voted in favor of it, and the War Powers Resolution failed. Sort of interesting. John Fetterman is a literal retard, as we know.
Straight up.
He won the Senate race in Pennsylvania. Moron. As we all know, he's very pro-Israel, very similar to Lindsey Graham. There were a lot of people on the right wing that tried to make a joke or a meme out of him. They said he was harmless, funny, likable. He's the only Democrat that is so pro-Israel that he voted against the War Powers Resolution supporting President Trump's war in Iran. Very interesting. I wonder who those people were. But we'll talk all about that, the whole situation. We're also going to talk tonight about the heist of Tucker Carlson's Alp nicotine pouches.
Shooting
very bizarre
rockets
story.
Out of the
and I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into this. Hard to say. This happened last week. Just a week before the United States and Israel went to war with Iran, apparently, allegedly, a truckload full of Tucker Carlson's Alp nicotine pouches was stolen from a facility in Los Angeles. Somebody showed up to the logistics hub, presented false credentials, received the shipment, and then using a fake GPS system,
That's insane.
pretended like they were going to Kentucky where the pouches were supposed to be delivered, but disappeared without a trace. 375,000 of his
He's got
new
insurance.
Alp pouches, which are about to be released. Timing is very interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Apparently, this happened sometime between Tucker's interview with Mike Huckabee and the war beginning in Iran.
Yo,
Some
hook a
say
brother up
this
with
is
a
part of
like.
a pattern of burglaries of
Subscribe.
celebrity products. I'm not so sure about that. He's put out a $100,000 bounty for information leading to the culprit behind it. I think that's something the FBI or the CIA should maybe look into because that's pretty disturbing. Maybe
That's a
it's
lot of.
regular burglary,
product.
maybe a troll, maybe it's something more nefarious, but we'll talk about that too. Should be a pretty good show. Before we get into it, I want to remind you to smash the follow button on Rumble, smash the like button, leave a comment, let me know what you think about the show. Don't forget to check out our merch at Fuentes.store. We have our America First hats. We also have this one's becoming very popular. We have our Goyim in Abundance hat. It's funny because we initially intended it to be, it's actually Groyper Intelligence Agency. But then Jeffrey Epstein changed the game.
It
and now
doesn't
it's
really
a
matter,
Groyper
does it?
or Goyim.
Those stand for
Goyim
whatever you
in
want.
Abundance hat. That's Fuentes.store. We have our Jeffrey Epstein, USA quarter zip, t-shirts, hoodies, all that kind of stuff. It's all there.
They can shoot missiles
it
out
out.
of the water from a
Subscribe if you want
submarine.
to support the show at AmericaFirst.plus.
The
If for no
sand.
other reason,
could do that.
that's the best way to support us. It gives me reliable money so I can hire people and do what we need to do over here. But that's a way to support the show. It's also a great service. You get access to every episode of the show ever. All of our commentary streams, gaming streams, speeches, debates, interviews, going back 10 years. It's all there. The video player's great. MP3 downloads, an RSS feed if you're an audio person. If you subscribe for $100 a month, you get to be in a group chat with me, and I'm in there. Haven't been in there the past couple days because I've just been doing a ton of
That
content.
suit
but
looks fucking
I
sharp.
promise, exclusive stuff is on the way in there. I gave a lot of big previews. Before my emergency broadcast on Saturday, I basically gave the whole preview of the show in the group chat. Before my show on Monday, where I talked about the whole conflict, I gave a huge preview and got into some more detail in the group chat on Monday. So we do get into a lot of inside stuff and more detail, and you can ask me anything in there. $100 a month, that's AmericaFirst.plus. Okay, with that out of the way,
Yeah, I turned
I
it
know
up.
it's a little bit
I
of a
don't know why it
later
was
show
down.
tonight. I apologize, but I went a little bit late with Elijah Shafer. I was on his show tonight at 6:30 p.m. So it's been a lot of content this week. I did the show on Monday. I did 2 hours with Alex Jones yesterday. I did an hour and a half with Elijah tonight.
It was the day before.
And,
Was it yesterday?
a lot of people were asking me, or maybe criticizing me. Let me get this out of the way, by the way. We don't need that. A lot of people were asking me, why would I do the show with Elijah? Why would I collaborate with him? He's been going through a lot of drama, as everybody knows, but he's a friend of mine, and he's been a friend of mine for a long time, and he's an
stayed
ally
loyal.
in the fight against closest ally. And he took the slings and arrows. When he was at Blaze TV, he literally snuck me in the back door of their studio when nobody was in the building on the weekend, and he went live and he had me on his show.
That's crazy.
And this was many years ago. This was back in 2021 when I was canceled. I was radioactive. I was as censored as I had ever been. And in many ways, this is part of why he lost his job.
Wow.
And he did that. You know, some people could be cynical why he did it, but it doesn't matter. He did it because he got enlightened. We hung out a lot before then. He saw the truth, and he did it to support me, and I'll never forget that. And when it comes to friendship, especially among the Goyim, We have
gotta
to be
stick
mindful of
together.
that.
We
It's
gotta
easy
stick
to be friends
together.
with somebody when they're doing well and making money and they got donors and they got all the action. But everybody needs a friend on their darkest day, even if it's through their own fault.
Damn right.
It's always, in a way, through our own fault, isn't it? Maybe not always, but
Pretty
many of the
much.
times. So I still appreciate him. I still think he's a funny guy and a patriot, and I was happy to do it.
He
So
could do worse.
we did a fun collaboration tonight, and we talked about a lot of different topics. I thought it was actually a very good show. I thought it was a good conversation. So I don't know if we'll upload that on this channel. We want to support his channel, but it's on Rumble. It's on YouTube. Just go on my Telegram. I posted the link in there, or you just search Riff TV, I think is the channel. And like I said, that's on Rumble or YouTube, whatever you prefer. And I got to be honest, as we get deeper into this conflict in Iran, it's getting real.
Yeah, it is.
I think everybody can recognize it's a bit unnerving.
It is.
Everything is getting very real. AI, little tech, Trump, Iran. We've been doing this for 10 years, and yeah, it's always been real. This is our real
But not like
lives, and real
this.
things are happening all the time.
Pilots,
But now it's
parachuting
getting a
and
little
shit.
spooky, don't you think? You have the Open AI logo is like a pentagram, and the brain of Open AI is in Israel, and the Pentagon just fired Anthropic because they wouldn't
Saw that.
militarize AI.
Yep.
So now it's Open AI is the provider for the U.S. military.
Oh,
We're in a war with Iran for regime change. God knows what will happen, if there will be boots on the ground. And I am more fearful if we win than if we lose.
kind of.
If we lose, honestly, I'm relieved. If we win, they're building the third temple. And what happens then? Is there going to be another earthquake? Will they succeed? And if they succeed, I think that's it for the planet. I think that's the end of everything. So it's getting a little bit scary, and I'm not liking it. I want to go back. I want to go back. Can we rewind a little bit here? You know, it's all okay. Very good. Very funny. Yes, yes. Vindicated again. Red pill is correct as always, but can we just go back a little bit? It's getting a little bit too real. That's the thing. I don't know that I like being right. Everybody is telling me, you're right. You're right about everything. We were wrong. We shouldn't have voted for Trump. And at this point, as much as I love being right, I think I would like being wrong now
Yeah,
more.
of course.
That would maybe be a source of comfort. But
Hell yeah.
here's my message. As things get real, this is a very important message, and it has a lot to do with Elijah. We have to put all the differences aside. We really do. We have to put the differences aside, left and right, Republican, Democrat, Christian, Muslim, white, black, men, women.
Seriously,
We have to put all that aside
bro.
and stand against the occupation.
They're trying to get
Let
us.
me put it very simply in terms everybody can understand. Our country is under a hostile occupation. That's what it is. Our government is occupied. Our government, our elites, all the institutions that control the country. The United States of America is an occupied nation.
It's crazy.
We are occupied by a hostile alien force,
That hasn't happened.
and they
since
have
the
so much
6th or
control
18th
that they are
century.
able to send our sons and daughters, the bravest and best among us, to kill and die for their agenda. It has nothing to do with protecting America. It has nothing to do with defending the homeland, our interests, anything like that. Our sons and daughters, the bravest and best among them that volunteer and take up arms, are being sent to kill and die, to take life and give up their own lives for the agenda of this hostile occupying force. Call it what you want. Israel, world Jewry, organized Jewry, a Jewish fifth column. That is what is happening. And I don't care what color you are. I don't care what party you vote for. I don't care if you hate every other one of my views. I am a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe we are all created by God. And I believe that the ethos of our civilization is selfless love. I think it's time for all of us to unite. Every one of us to unite against this hostile force. If you are with me, against this unnecessary bloodshed, against this expansionist, wicked, ethnocentric agenda in Israel,
This
murdering and killing
going
and
into
looting and
debt
hijacking and
deeper
parasiting.
deeper.
If you're an American citizen, if you long to be free, independent, and sovereign as an American, then I am with you.
Hell yeah.
And we all have to stand together. And I mean it. I mean it.
Hell yeah.
Not a rhetorical trick. It's not a bit. I'm not rage baiting or anything like that. We all have to unite now as Goyim, as Gentiles, as Americans, as Christians, either as true believers or aspirationally, people that recognize the core of the Christian message, which is that we are all created beings. We all have natural rights. We all have dignity against this regime, which obviously rejects that, which would kill all of us to expand their empire, which would kill and assassinate
That's what sucks.
and destroy anybody that stands in their way with no scruples and no remorse. That's the message. And I feel that now more than ever. And honest to God, we really need to see the light here. Personal, petty differences, ideological differences, things that have happened in the past, have to let it go. Have to let it go. We're all flawed. We're not always all going to get along when we all have disagreements. But here's one thing we can agree on. This is our fucking country.
Dude,
Okay?
this is our shit.
We're born here. It's our birthright.
Fuck them.
We're citizens of the United States of America. We pay taxes. It's our home. These are our neighborhoods, our playgrounds,
Our soil.
schools, places of business. Our parents live here. Our children will play here. This is ours.
Yep.
If you think it belongs to us, you should be with us. We should be united to liberate and free America from this evil occupation. That's it. I don't care about anything else. People say, I see all this bargaining on the timeline from the pro-Trump
So
crowd.
well said.
They still believe in Republicans and Democrats, and they're
Fill it up
talking
that
about
way.
every other thing. And don't get me wrong. I'm still a far-right nationalist, okay? And when we free our country, I want to deport a lot of illegal aliens, okay? No doubt about it. But as long as there is an occupying force that can send any of us, any one of us, to kill and die for them, that's the bigger priority. Some
Dude.
people say America first means we don't have to care about what happens over there. I might agree with that, except that we are over there.
True.
6 Americans are dead because they were over there. What were they doing over there? They were fighting another country's war for them. Why? Why is American blood, even one life,
One
why
drop.
is American blood being spilled over there? And we know that. Who sent them there to die? This occupying regime. That is the bigger priority in my mind at this point. As long as that force exists, that is the biggest threat to all of us. So I'm pushing a unity message, and that's why I say in 26, I'm switching sides. And you know what? Look, if you live in a Republican district, or you live in a district where a Republican is running that is openly against Israel and openly against this war, then, you know, go and vote for them.
Right, like Massey.
But I will be voting for Democrats. I encourage other people to vote for Democrats because,
I
as
think
we
I
are often
probably will,
reminded, it's a
actually.
two-party system.
We gotta
The
have
seat's
that.
either going to go red or it's going to go blue.
I've been saying
And that means
this.
party line voting. And what I want in 2026 is for this administration to be held accountable. People say, you only want chaos and destruction. You're a plant. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not left wing. I don't support their agenda. However,
We gotta have.
in our two-party system,
That's the only way we
who
can
will
fight
hold
them.
this administration accountable? It won't come from within. It won't come from within the Republican conference. We know that. If you are in a district where you're lucky enough to have a Republican who will openly call this stuff out, knock yourself out. Otherwise, you're going to be with the other side. And what I want is for this administration, which buried and covered up the Epstein files, which is dragging us into a ground war in Iran, which is not even living up to any of its other promises. If you're conservative, no wall, no deportations, nothing. I thought we were making America healthy again. Nothing with that. It's about holding this administration accountable. It is about diminishing them any way we can. The GOP is a part of this hostile occupying force. They are controlled by it. Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Kristi Noem, Pete Hegseth, Rubio, they are all puppets of Israel. I don't care that they call themselves Republican. Most of the members of the House and the Senate, Republicans, are controlled by Israel. They're calling me out on Twitter.
Yeah.
They're voting against the War Powers Resolution to give Trump unlimited power to
crazy.
prosecute a war that we never voted for,
Dude.
that Congress never voted for in Iran.
Some bullshit.
That administration, these personnel, this party must be held accountable. It must be diminished. They must be investigated. They must be impeached. They must be slowed down
He's absolutely
by
right.
a split government, by a divided government.
Yes.
I want it to happen. And then in 2028, hopefully, we can have a hostile takeover of the GOP. We can have somebody, we need to open up a space. If you build it, the candidate will arrive. Okay? If you build it, they will come. If we make it clear as a bloc that we have an appetite for an Israel critical candidate, somebody will enter the fray. Somebody will fill the vacuum. We have to make it clear our options are open. People say,
Bro,
who are
this
we
is
going to
what I've
vote
been
for? Who are we going to
saying,
vote for?
dude.
Let's express our intent. We will vote for whoever opposes Israel, whoever it is. It's not going to be Vance. It's not going to be Rubio. And if we say that, somebody will emerge. Let's keep our options open. That's my plan. But I'm not
Yes.
voting for one more candidate
No,
that is
no
going to be a part of
incumbents.
this or complicit in it, that is not going to be a
Zero
part of the
incumbents.
solution. That's my platform. That's my program.
Fuck that.
I don't belong to the Republican Party. As a matter of fact, fuck the Republican Party.
Mm-hmm.
What has the Republican Party ever done for you other than piss you off?
Nothing.
All they do is give you rage porn. All they do is create division.
We're fucking
They say Somalians are low IQ garbage.
throwing,
Okay, well, did they
Or-
investigate or
or
deport any of them? No.
shooting Americans.
No, they just made you mad about them.
Exactly.
They just pointed the finger and shifted the blame over there. They said, look over there. There's other bad people. And you fell for it.
So
you
did you,
took the
asshole.
bait. There's a problem there. Certainly. Did they solve it? No. They're not interested in solving problems. They're not interested in helping you.
Shitbirds.
They are interested in deflecting blame, stirring up resentment to fuel support for themselves out of fear,
Support.
and they're interested in enriching themselves. That's why they sell our country out to lobbyists. What have they done for you? Did they cut your taxes?
Nope.
When Donald Trump had a decision, more COVID stimulus or Amy Coney Barrett, which did he choose? Amy Coney Barrett, who sucks anyway.
Yeah.
They don't do a thing for us. They don't do a thing for you. I'm done supporting them. And they broke all their promises. I'm done. I'm done.
I have to
Call
agree
me.
with him.
You can call me a
I
lot
really
of different
don't
things.
care what people think.
People say he's a Democrat plant. He's a Fed. He just wants to destroy. You know one thing? You'll never call me a sucker. I will never be a sucker.
I'll never be a
I will
mark.
never be a sucker for
Fuck
the
you.
GOP. I'm never going to vote for a party that stabs me in the back. I take my own side. The Republicans, they never wanted me anyway.
They hate.
They've made that clear. They see me as an anti-Semite racist. You know, I want the country to remain white, and I don't want a Jewish oligarchy controlling America. I guess that makes me a piece of shit, I guess, right? They don't want that. They say I'm a racist, white supremacist, Nazi, anti-Semite. They literally issue resolutions disavowing me. So do the Democrats, too.
They do.
Now I'm going to go and shill for Republicans. Fuck you. Deeply. I wore this stupid hat. I wore this stupid fucking ridiculous hat when I was in college. like an idiot when I was
Clown.
18.
A clown.
I had people threatening to kick my ass. I wore this in the cafeteria.
You gotta be
I
fucking
became a
kidding me.
pariah. And look at what it has profited all of us. They said, no more endless wars. They said tariffs, mate, we're going to win so big. They said, we're going to build a wall. Mexico will pay for it. It just got 10 feet taller. It was a lie.
Bullshit.
It was a lie. And hindsight is 2020. All we can do is stop being suckers today.
Yes.
That's all we can do.
There.
We wanted to believe nobly. We had hope. We believed. We were wrong. I've been anti-Trump, critical of Trump for many, many years. All we can do is stop being suckered one single more day. I'm done. And I'm not saying, hey, I'm a Democrat and I'm in favor of feminism. I'm not left wing, but I'll play both sides. I'll give you an example. Sean McGuire. Maybe you've never heard that name. You should. You should know it.
Let me check. I'll check.
Sean McGuire is a partner at Sequoia. Sequoia is one of the most powerful and most influential and largest venture capital firms in Silicon Valley. So venture capital makes these risky investments, hoping to find the next tech unicorn, hoping to find the next Google, and they raise money for these risky bets, investing in tech startups and increasingly defense technology. Sean McGuire's a Jew. His wife is Israeli.
That's weird.
Children are Israeli.
It's a Scottish name.
He is a lifelong Democrat, voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016. After October 7th, 2023, when Israel came under attack, that guy became a Republican. He became a Trump supporter. Go figure. Lifelong liberal Democrat from San Francisco. Israeli wife, Israeli kids. He's a Jew. He's pro-Israel.
Why?
He only invests his venture capital money into defense tech firms that he knows are going to be pro-Israel, by the way. That guy became a MAGA supporter after October 7th, 2023. Today, and by the way, so transparent. Why do you think that is? Today, I tweeted, I'm going to vote Democrat because I can play both sides too. Jews can play both sides. Other people can play both sides. I'm smarter than your average bear. I'm smarter than your average goy. I'm going to play both sides too.
Your average bear.
If Republicans don't do what I want, I'll go with the enemy. I'll go sleep with the best friend. You betray me. You don't do what I want you to do. You break your promises. I'll go to the other team. It doesn't mean I believe in them, but I'll go to them because I know they're going to fuck you. You know what Sean McGuire said? He goes, the Democrat Party is the party of Nick Fuentes. Now, riddle me this. Sean McGuire can be a Democrat his whole life. He can vote for Hillary Clinton. He can donate money to the Clinton campaign. He becomes a Republican when Israel's under attack.
That shows his,
but when the GOP
where his allegiances
stops
lie.
doing what they say they'll do, when they take us to war in Iran and they put America last, I can't now vote Democrat? Why not?
Bullshit.
He can play both sides. The Jew can play both sides. The pro-Israel crowd, they play both sides. When the Democrats are letting in all the immigrants to diminish white Christians, they're in favor of that. When Israel's under attack, they can switch up and they can vote Republican.
That's a bulletproof
And they can say, I'm not the real conservative. Nick Fuentes is not the real MAGA guy. Well, I don't know about you, Sean McGuire, but I knocked on doors for Trump in 2016. You can't say that.
Bitch. No.
I took a van full of college volunteers to Manchester, New Hampshire in October 2016 to knock on doors for Donald Trump.
Damn.
In a MAGA hat the day after the Billy Bush tape dropped.
Whoa.
Okay, I was there. I wrote articles for Regated, which was some MAGA-peed outlet. And I went to Stop the Steal protests in 2020. Everybody forgets that. I spent my own time and money on security and flights and hotels, flying to Atlanta, Harrisburg, Phoenix, Lansing, D.C. to protest the stolen election.
Nothing wrong with that, bro.
In defense of Trump. Where were you? You weren't there in 16. You weren't there in 20. You were with the Democrats. until Israel was under
The
attack.
future is female.
And you knew Republicans would bail Israel out. That's all you people care about.
Fucking
You
scumbags.
people, that is all you care about. Your
people.
wife is Israeli. Your children are Israeli. That is all you care about. And fine, you're a Jew. Your wife is Israeli. Your kids are Israeli. You know, no one would hold that against you, but that's what you are. That's your values. That's what you care
truth.
about. I'm American. I'm 100% American. And that's what I care about. So the day that you became Republican because they put Israel first, that's the day I stopped being a Republican because they put America last.
Preach with that shit.
And if you can switch parties, I can switch parties.
Oh, shit.
If you can play both sides, so can we.
Bro, well
so
said.
can we. You want to put your liberal priorities on a back burner because Israel's under attack? Well, I can put my conservative priorities on a back burner.
Bro, that's a scorcher right there,
my
dude.
people are being sent to die in your war. And I'll happily do it. I'll gladly do it. Gladly. I don't even care if they want me. I don't even give a shit. If you're with the Republicans, then I'm not. You with your Israeli wife and Israeli kids, and you are part of the fifth column.
Does anybody think that piece of shit, McGuire, would he send Israeli people off to die for Americans? No fucking way.
Our country subverting little tech? Then I'm not with that. Yeah, you're damn right. The Republican Party is the party of Miriam Adelson. The Republican Party is the party of Ben Shapiro, Mark Levin, Laura Loomer, and what I say is fuck every one of them. Every one of them. Go to Israel. That's all you care about. Obviously.
It is.
If they're with the MAGA movement, then I'm not. They want to hide behind Trump. You think I'm afraid of attacking Trump? Here's the benefit of being me. I know my followers support me more than they support Trump.
Fuck yeah.
And not everybody, almost nobody can say that.
Yep.
Laura Loomer wants to hide behind Trump's pant leg and say she tattled on him about Tucker Carlson.
Well said.
Well, hey, newsflash, you don't have that problem with me because my followers are loyal to me. This is the America First movement. We were always lending our support to Trump. He never owned it.
Exactly.
They support me because I'm America First.
Put.
And that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of real supporters that actually know what's going on, that actually know the truth, and that are willing to do surprising things like vote for the Democrats, things that are not part of the plan. And I never got more pushback than when I said I'm stepping out on the Republican Party. Never got more pushback than when I did that. Because you're supposed to go with the script. The young white men, hey, you're supposed to go with the based Republicans that are doing regime change in Iran. Forget it. The day they went to war in Iran in June 2025, I said, forget it. Absolutely not. They still think they have us. They still think they got us, don't they? They still think they're going to deploy raw egg nationalists and all these idiots. They're going to deploy John Doyle from The Blaze. And they're going to say, hey, going to war in Iran's actually pretty based. No. That's done now. That's over. We're done with that. Protest vote. People say, well, why not just not vote? I want the Democrats to put the screws in the Republicans. I want this administration to
put a finger
fail.
on the scale.
I want Vance and Rubio to go down with the ship so that they cannot run and win in 28 because they're the front runners. These two people that brought us into this war.
We can't do that.
So I want their chances to be diminished as much as possible. That's why I'm rooting for it. I'll be the Dark Knight. I know that many other people can't do what I'm doing, or they're afraid to go this far, or they don't want to go that far. That's fine. I'll be the villain. Fuck them. Fuck the Republicans. I'll be the villain, okay? Because I can take it. I can hang out here. I've been hanging out here. What are you going to do? Cancel me? Okay. What are you going to do? Censor me? They've already done it. What can you do? So that's my position. Anyway, we all have to unite and get together. Anybody that is selling out our country, that's the real enemy. And I look at other people I've had differences with, people like Tucker, people like Candace, people like Sneeko, at many of them. And I know they're not all my biggest fan, and I know they probably don't even receive this message. However, I have to say we have to put all differences aside. Really, we do. Because this is final. This is the ultimate battle here. We are at war with Iran. I don't think people realize the gravity of that. But anyway, that's my position. That's my declaration of war. That's on Groyper. It's always been on Groyper. That's what Groyper War was always about. 2019, 2024. It is about recognizing that the real enemy is the enemy within. It's the GOP. Always has been. The GOP has always been a moderating force. It has always been a controlled opposition. We need an organized and effective opposition. That's what I represent.
They've always been neutered.
They are controlled
Nutless.
opposition. They're opposition that doesn't really oppose. They're an ameliorating, moderating, regulating force. That's not real opposition. It doesn't effectively oppose. I do. That's why they want to destroy me. And the difference is, unlike Pat Buchanan, I'm never endorsing George Bush. Okay? We've seen this movie play out over and over. People think you can do the same thing over and over and expect a different outcome. We've tried it before. It doesn't work.
It doesn't.
So we have to go all the way. We have to be extreme. We have to try the thing that hasn't been tried. And that's that. Okay, we're going to move on. We're going to get into it. Our featured story is about this Brian McGinnis. Now, for those that don't know, Brian McGinnis, this is how he's on our radar. A year ago, after the Israel-Gaza ceasefire went into place in January 2025, Israel began allowing humanitarian aid to come into the Gaza Strip. And there were a lot of rumors that the Israelis were taking this opportunity to shoot and kill disarmed, unarmed, innocent Palestinian civilians that were trying to get the aid. It was like a honeypot. So they would set up the aid in the middle. The Palestinians would run forth and try to get it, and the IDF would shoot them in the back of the head.
That's insane.
Shoot ordnance at them and blow them up. These were only rumors. Until Brian McGinnis came back from Israel, where he was supervising this, and gave an eyewitness account and said, that is what I saw.
Wow.
I saw the IDF shoot unarmed people in the back of the head trying to get aid. That's where he comes from.
Damn.
Now he's running for Senate, and he showed up today at a U.S. Senate hearing about the War Powers Resolution as it pertains to Iran, and we'll talk about the resolution, and he began to protest. He got up in the middle of the hearing and said, "We don't want to fight for Israel." And then something that I have never seen happened. Capitol Police ran and jumped on this guy, literally knocking people over, seated beside him, out of the way, violently grabbing him, throwing him to the ground, shaking him, literally dragging him out of the hearing. I've never seen anything like that. Have you ever seen a BLM protester get handled that way? When the illegal immigrants, when they protest inside the congressional office building, do they ever get manhandled like that? I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen it in the Capitol. He gets up in his U.S. Marine uniform and says, "We don't want to fight for Israel." And they tackled this guy, dragged him out the door. And what happened next was even more disturbing.
That is disturbing.
He's dragged out the door. His hand is caught inside the door hinge. A Republican Senator, Tim Sheehy, leaped out of his chair and smashed the door on his hand, breaking his hand.
Bro.
He's the goodest goy. Goodest goy.
That's what
I
I'm
hope
drinking.
Israel sees this. I hope they saw that and they reward you accordingly. Smashed his hand in the door, dragged out of the building as he yells, "We don't want to die for Israel." And this is the story. This is from NBC. It says, quote, Senator Tim Sheehy, the Republican from Montana,
a
helped
shit
U.S.
heel.
Capitol Police officers arrest a man protesting the war in Iran
Ugh.
at a Senate hearing on Wednesday. Sheehy said on X, quote, Capitol Police were attempting to remove an unhinged protester from the armed services hearing. He was fighting back. I decided to help out and de-escalate the situation.
That shit is poison.
Yeah, you're really macho. You're really brave shutting down that Israel-critical protester. What a hero you are. Capitol Police identified the man as Brian McGinnis of North Carolina, who now faces 3 counts of assault on a police officer, as well as 3 counts of resisting
They
arrest and
charged
crowding,
him with
obstructing,
crimes?
and incommoding in the unlawful demonstration.
That's
McGinnis
crazy.
is running for the U.S. Senate in North Carolina as a Green Party candidate. He is a Marine veteran. The incident happened during a Senate Armed Services Subcommittee hearing. Sheehy helped remove McGinnis, who at one point wrapped his hands around the room's door. Yeah, so it was his fault. Sheehy said in his post, this gentleman came to the Capitol looking for a confrontation, and he got one. I hope he gets the help he needs. McGinnis said in a video on Wednesday morning, quote, I'm here in D.C. trying to speak out against the Senate and ask why they're going to send our men and women into harm's way when our elected officials said it would be no world war. Anybody who feels disillusioned and betrayed by our government, you're not alone. Join us in demanding accountability for this betrayal. The Capitol Police statement called McGinnis an unruly man starting an illegal protest during a hearing, putting everyone in a dangerous position by violently resisting and fighting our officers' attempts to remove him from the room. Not what happened at all. By the way, he didn't violently resist. He did resist. He tried to remain in the building, but he wasn't throwing punches or elbows or kicks. He simply tried not to be removed. It was actually Capitol Police that were extremely violent. He's the one with the broken hand. And to me, does this not say it all? This is a U.S. Marine. This is somebody that voluntarily risked his life for our country, wears the uniform, shows up at the Senate, which, by the way, this is the people's house. Strictly speaking, the House of Representatives is the people's chamber. But nevertheless, the U.S. Capitol, that's the people's house. That's the people's body. This is a constitutional government. It represents us. We are in a war right now that nobody voted for. This is a war that was launched illegally by the President of the United States without a declaration of war, without a vote. And not only that, he was elected under the pretense that he would not do this.
Not go to war. Yeah.
He was elected under the pretense that there would be no new wars. Certainly there would be no ground war in the Middle East or in Iran, least of all. So not only did he launch the war without any kind of congressional authorization, no authorization of the use of force, no formal declaration of war, he also did it unilaterally in contravention of his own campaign promises when he was elected. So our government has been hijacked. Nobody knows who's making this decision or why.
We don't.
And you have a
We have
U.S.
no clue.
Marine, okay, a man in uniform who is there to speak out, exercise his First Amendment, and says very plainly, we don't want to fight for Israel. Capitol Police and our own representatives, a Republican senator, tackle him, break his hand, violently rip him out of the chamber. And we all know the real reason. They did it to silence him. They did it because they hate this image. This is a damning image.
Of a
If you actually
soldier.
watch the entire video, he stands up in the chamber, not menacing, not threatening, stands up in the chamber and says, Americans don't want to fight for Israel. You can't have that video go viral. You
No.
can't have that image go
They
viral.
would rather have the image of that man's fucking hand being smashed in a door while he's being frog marched out of the fucking chamber. They would rather have that go viral than the other. Fucking bullshit.
That's why they leapt on him. That's why they moved to tackle him. And that's why they tried to so violently remove him. That's why they kicked his ass. He's all of us. Brian McGinnis is all of us. He's better than us. He's a Marine. So he actually served the United States of America in an official capacity, offering up his life in defense of our nation, getting up and saying, we don't want to fight and die for Israel. Yeah, nobody does.
This is a
He didn't
guy
sign up.
that signed up for a service that if they tell you you have to go and run into machine gun fire, you have to go or they will fucking shoot you. This guy volunteered for that.
And die for Israel. None of us did. None of those 6 people that have been killed so far signed up to fight and die for Israel. Nobody voted for us to fight and die for Israel. Nobody wants to fight and die for Israel. And it is a combination of our own security state and our own representatives that are silencing us. What a farce. Executive branch taking us to war, no counsel, no approval from the legislative branch. If an armed service member who is supposed to be fighting the war that no one voted for, if he exercises his civil rights inside the people's house, he gets his ass kicked, he gets his hand broken, he gets violently dragged out.
Unacceptable.
That's the farce that is the government.
Holy shit.
That guy should be president. That guy should be a U.S. senator. And what is Tim Sheehy doing? You're a Republican representative, you disgusting pig.
Bro,
You
that guy
disgusting
needs to
pig.
be fucking strung up by
Tim
his
Sheehy,
thumbs.
Republican senator from Montana. I don't care what the guy's politics are.
Yeah.
That's a guy that's in a uniform. Where's the respect?
A Marine. Bro,
Think
fuck
about it.
you.
These are the same people that they are asking to go and fight and die in this
It's
war.
incredible.
These are the same people that are actually going to do the killing and the dying
Not me.
in Iran.
Yeah.
This war that no one voted for, this war that Congress never authorized. You break the man's hand in the
Serious.
doorway. You leap out of your chair like you're some tough guy to go and kick his ass. Really? I think
That's
maybe
some
they forgot
pussy-ass shit.
this is the people's country. Isn't that the whole premise of by and for the people? Don't we have rights? Don't we have civil rights to speak out in our own house, in our own country?
Robert
And least of
Paulson,
all, the
yeah.
people that actually put on the uniform to defend the country and the rights that are supposed to be enshrined in the Constitution? I guess not.
That's bullshit.
The whole thing's a joke.
They're trying
And he
to
came
make
out there
it
to
a joke.
protest this war powers
what they're doing.
resolution. Very interesting. There's a real question as to whether this war in Iran is even legal. And Congress is trying to claw back some of its checks and balances, some of its constitutional authority. There was a war powers resolution put forward in the Senate, which, if it passed, would constrain Trump's ability to expand and continue and escalate the war. The resolution failed, largely along party lines. It was
They do.
every Republican,
That's
with the exception of
propaganda.
Rand Paul, that voted for it, or rather voted against it, against constraining Trump's ability to continue the war. And it was every Democrat that voted in favor of it, with the
Right
exception
now,
of one John
Chuck
Fetterman. And
Schumer
this is the story
fighting.
from
He's
CNN.
crusading for us,
It's his quote.
bro.
Republican senators
Schumer.
rejected a war powers resolution on Wednesday, requiring the Trump administration to seek congressional approval before continuing military action against Iran.
At least Chuck Schumer.
One Republican, Kentucky's Senator Rand Paul,
He's
joined the
fucking
Democrats in
consistent.
voting for the resolution. Democratic Senator John Fetterman of Pennsylvania joined Republicans to vote against it. The Senate Majority Leader John Thune had argued that Trump did have the authority to order strikes on Iran, despite the fact that the military operation was not put to a vote in Congress. And this is arguably one of the most damning aspects of all of this. Just whose decision is it to go to war in Iran? Again, because you have no authorization from Congress. And last time I checked, we do have 3 co-equal branches of government, and Congress is one of them, and that is the representative body. Trump goes into Iran unilaterally, not only without authorization from Congress,
But
but
he can't
again,
even
explicitly
explain it.
promising the people who voted for him, that gave him the office, that he wasn't going to do it. So what
I don't like
exactly
Schumer
is
at
the
all either.
recourse here?
But he is.
You have a candidate that for 10 years has been saying we are
Leading the
against wars in the
charge.
Middle East. We're going out of the Middle East. We don't want our troops and bases in the world. We want to protect our own
weasel.
borders, our own country. What
I hate
happens
him.
when that guy wins elected office twice and then does the opposite of what he said he was going to do?
He should be in prison right
And then
now.
Congress goes forward and protects his ability to do the opposite of what he said he would do. What exactly is the recourse here? And by the way, all of this is brought to you by the Republican Party. This was a party line vote.
Mm-hmm.
Republicans are using their control over the Senate chamber to prevent any oversight or any congressional approval for the war. This is Republicans doing it. And by the way, why do you think that is? Might this have something to do with the fact that AIPAC almost entirely supports the Republican Party? People used to say that's one of the benefits of AIPAC. I've actually heard that argument used in defense of AIPAC. People say, well, AIPAC is giving money to Republican races.
Right.
As long as they get Republicans elected, hey, well, that's great.
Like it's a good thing.
Is it? Thomas Massey,
Strings are
when he
attached.
struck out against AIPAC last summer, he said that every Republican member of the House and Senate has an AIPAC guy, has an AIPAC handler or
Who
representative.
tells them what they can and can't do.
So might the Republican comeback in 2024, might that have something to do with this? Maybe the reason why Republicans are so back, why the Republicans are in the House and Senate in the first place, why Trump is in the White House, maybe all of this has something to do with that? In other words, the entire Republican Party is literally the representative of the Israel lobby in the U.S. government. Israel has gone out confidently into a war with Iran, knowing, one, that with a Republican administration, they will have backing from the Pentagon. They will have backing from the commander-in-chief. And they also go into Iran confidently because they know there will be no check against the president's power because the Republicans control Congress too.
Yeah.
So what happened under Joe Biden? When Israel lashed out under Joe Biden against Hamas and against Hezbollah and in Syria, and they provoked Iran, do you know what was happening inside the Democratic administration of Joe Biden? Well, there were hundreds of conscientious objectors who resigned from their jobs inside the Biden White House in protest of its support for the war. You'd never see that in a Republican government. You had memos circulating from inside the National Security Council saying, we will not provide certain weapons and munitions to Israel unless they adhere to guidelines about international law. Once again, you'd never see that in a Republican administration. And Democrats inside the Senate were trying to use their oversight power to make sure that 2,000-pound bombs were not being sent to Israel to be dropped on innocent, unarmed people in Gaza. Again, Republicans just simply would not do this. And so this is the situation we are in between a rock and a hard place. I'm not trying to say, hey, the Democrats are the greatest thing ever. You get a Democrat in office and they let in 10 million illegal aliens. A Democrat gets into office and they try to forcibly vaccinate everybody. A Democrat gets into office, they do these kinds of things. They prioritize COVID stimulus for non-white people and women as opposed to white men. They do these things. You get a Republican in office, they cut the corporate tax rate and leave everybody else hanging out to dry. They cut Medicaid $800 billion to pay for it, and then they take us to war in Iran and then block the war powers resolution because it's based. Because we're cowboys now, and that's just how it is.
Bullshit.
Yeehaw, we're bombing Iran. Isn't this awesome? No, it's not. But that's what they do. Lindsey Graham says he literally could not be happier with the outcome, that we are in a war in Iran. And so people say, well, we got to go out for Republicans. There are people, they are occupied by a hostile force in almost exactly the same way that the Democrats are. It's a conspiracy. It's not just Trump. It's not just his advisors. The rot is in the entire apparatus. Think about who's prosecuting the war. It's Pete Hegseth, our defense, or rather our war secretary. Where does Pete Hegseth comes from? He comes from some Christian Zionist outfit and Fox and Friends, which is run by Rupert Murdoch. He is some pro-Israel fanatic. He believes in the eschatology that they're going to rebuild the temple and then the rapture is going to happen. Okay, that's your Secretary of War. Our Secretary of State is Marco Rubio. He comes from Florida, a Jewish stronghold. And his biggest benefactors are the Adelson family, Sheldon and then Miriam Adelson. Who is our Attorney General? Who runs the Justice Department? Well, Pam Bondi, of course. she was the AG under Ron DeSantis. She said under Biden that the worst thing about the Biden administration, not the 10 million illegals, not the forced vaccinations, she said it's the anti-Israel administration, also from the Jewish stronghold of Florida. Who picked all these people? Susie Wiles, a lobbyist from Florida, who rallied all these different components. The national security advisor was Mike Waltz from Florida. He was literally working for Netanyahu. He was our national security advisor, creating all the plans for military action. And they caught him using an encrypted messaging app, which he used to communicate with the prime minister of Israel to push Israel's agenda. They wouldn't even fire him. You know what they did? They gave him a different job. Now he's our ambassador to the UN. Our deputy chief of staff, Stephen Miller, a Jew married to his Jewish wife, talking about their Jewish kids, by a rabbi who works with our ambassador to Israel, Friedman. This is your Republican administration. And people say, oh, Susie Wiles, she's the ice queen. Oh, Pete Hegseth, he's a rock-ripped conservative. Oh, Rubio, he's nationalist now. Stephen Miller's a base Jew. No. All of these people are part of this. They're all part of the Republican apparatus. This is like the new George W. Bush. These are the new Vulcans,
and it's
is
really
what they
bad.
called them back then. These are the new Vulcans. These are the new neocons. This is new Colin Powell and Condi Rice and Dick Cheney and Donald Rumsfeld and George W. Bush. It's the same stuff. And it's literally like the same rhetoric. Freedom fries. And if you don't support the war, you're un-American. You're a third worldist. And it's the same thing in the U.S. Senate. And you have to understand that it is only with Republicans in place that any of this could have happened. Why are there going to be no protests on the college campuses? Because Linda McMahon, our Secretary of Education, under order from Trump, said to Harvard that if you don't make your campus free of anti-Israel criticism, then we're going to ban all foreign students from coming into America. And we're going to cut all your federal grants and loans. And we're going to bankrupt your institution. And you know what every other college and university did? They watched that happen and they responded accordingly. Mm-hmm. Why are there no protests breaking out on the campuses? Oh, yeah, because our Republican Department of Education created a chilling effect by putting a dagger to the throat of the most preeminent educational institutions and threatened them with destruction if they didn't ban that type of speech. And why don't you see that kind of stuff on social media? Because Larry Ellison now controls TikTok. Larry Ellison, his oracle, now controls the TikTok algorithm and all of the U.S. user data and owns a 19% stake in the TikTok U.S. entity. That's why.
It went
and it goes on and on and on like this.
Now
why will Congress not exercise oversight over this? Because it's controlled by Mike Johnson, an evangelical Christian, came from the same petri dish at the Heritage Foundation as Paul Ryan, and John Thune, who's just as bad as Mitch McConnell. And people are telling you, you have no other option other than to just hold your nose and give these people the majority again. Hold your nose and vote for these people. Hold your nose and vote for them.
Every time.
That's who's doing this. And the guy that is protesting the war is from the Green Party. Guy is a far leftist.
This is fucking
the U.S. Marine, the tall, jacked, white male
fucking
U.S.
Chad.
Marine that has the balls to stand up in the Senate hearing and say, I don't want to die for Israel, that guy's part of the Green Party. And he got his hand broken by some Republican shill from Montana. What does all of this portend? I mean, you have to really think about these things. You have to think about how power works. And I saw somebody on Twitter today. I love the armchair tacticians. I love the armchair generals. You get some of these D-bags on Twitter, these trust a plan types, pro-trust. It's the most disgusting, whorish thing I've ever seen in my life. I see these accounts on Twitter. They say, what do we get from Israel? Well, Israel knows exactly where the Ayatollah lives, and they have all this intelligence about Iran, and now we're able to bomb them. And they start in their mind creating these scenarios where they are doing a deal on behalf of the United States of America with organized Jewry. What do I mean by that? I see anonymous Twitter users that are not in the government or anything. They're anonymous Twitter users that support Trump. They say on Twitter, hey, I don't care if we give Israel $5 billion a year as long as we get 40 million deportations, as long as we get anti-immigration. You know, I'll take that deal. This is how people think. This is how Goyim think. They say, as long as the Jews promise, supporting the Republican Party, to deport all these people and we get what we want, hey, I'll support $5 billion a year. And you go, what are you talking about? You're not in charge of anything. What do you mean? I'm sorry, are you a paranoid schizophrenic? Are you hearing voices? Are you delusional? You are a goy. You are some guy on an anonymous Twitter account. You're not making deals on behalf of the United States. Who's listening to this crap? What do I mean by this? The decision makers in the White House, all they care about is Israel. And they have all the decision-making authority. Do you know what the Department of Education is doing right now? Preventing anti-Israel protests. You know what the Secretary of State is doing right now? Scanning social media and revoking visas for people that criticize Israel on Twitter.
That's insane.
What is the Secretary of War doing right now? Bombing Iran, thinking about plans to invade Iran. Okay, these are real people in real physical offices using real power that comes out of the end of a gun, whether it's police power or military power, to change the world according to the agenda of Israel. And you are some guy with a job on social media behind a fake profile saying,
Bullshit,
yeah, okay, I guess I agree to this deal. As long as you promise to deport people, promise who? You and what? Your army that'll never vote for anyone else? You and your army of people that have no power? There's no deal here. They are in the driver's seat. They have all the cards. They have all the power. In your imagination, they're finally going to deport people. When? When? When it comes to mass deportations, they say, it's too unpopular. We got to back out of Minneapolis. When it comes to ground troops in Iran, they say, we don't give a shit about approval ratings, whatever we need to do. When it comes to National Guard deployments, we got to think about the Constitution. That might not be legal. When it comes to the war in Iran, hey, who cares, man? You can't be half pregnant. We're in the war. We got to finish it. Damn the Constitution. This is how they exercise the power. At what point are people going to take their own side and put Americans first? So I see this.
And you know, the Republicans, they get all gung-ho when they're going to do something. But notice, they only get gung-ho about the shit that they're getting paid for. When it comes to immigration, we tried. All this fucking bullshit, like, hemming and hawing. Like, bro, get the shit done. But when it comes to a war, man, they don't give a fuck what we think. It's insane,
this is like
bro.
An image, like others, that will live in infamy. Protesters lighting themselves on fire outside of the Israeli embassy. Israeli foreign nationals at UCLA that are literally not even American, beating the shit out of American protesters with metal pipes and baseball bats at UCLA. A U.S. Marine who saw Israel shoot people in the back of the head, getting tossed out of a Senate hearing, they break his arm, and it's a Republican senator doing it, a Republican that's supposed to be patriotic, pro-America, conservative, as the Marine cries out, I don't want to die for Israel. These are vignettes from our occupied nation. Something is not right here. You have to understand that. So that's the drama that unfolded. And like I said, the War Powers Resolution was defeated in the Senate, so there goes that. And now it looks as though surely we are going to enter the conflict on the ground sometime in the future.
Bro, it just keeps getting worse and worse.
Trump and Pete Hegseth have intimated that is not off the table. There are now new reports in Axios and the New York Times that we are training the Kurds and preparing for a Kurdish invasion of Iran from northern Iraq. I imagine that will be supported on the ground and in the air by the United States.
But what if this turns
And people
into
say,
a decade
well, what do we
long
do?
war?
How can we stop this? People are in different stages of grief, denial, bargaining, anger. Nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. You voted for them. You gave them what they wanted. Congratulations. You voted for this. You fell for it again. I said it. You are now locked in. You know, Trump's not locked in here with us. We're locked in here with him. Okay? We had our chance to make our voice heard. It was in 2024 during the election. Now you think we're going to complain on Twitter until they stop? Well, what if we had a veteran protest? Ugh. What if we had, here's an idea. What if a Marine in uniform went to the, I just got shoved out of the hearing room by a senator. Yeah, you know, they have what they want. You gave them what they want. You gave them power.
That's all they
And
needed.
now they're using the power to do what they said they would do, which is put Israel first.
What they've been
Dread it,
begging for
run
decades.
from it. Destiny arrives all the same. Where did it lead you? Back to me. Back to me. Got what you voted for, huh? Got what I voted for? No, you fell for it again. You gave them what they wanted, and now it's over. It's over. Bitch about it on Twitter. Well, what if the personnel, don't make me laugh, okay? Well, what if we got people in uniform and we marched on Washington and then what? They ignore you? We did that. It was called the Million MAGA March. We did that. It was called January 6th, and they just killed a bitch. Sorry, she's not a bitch, but they just killed a woman, okay? That's all that happened is they crushed it. They arrested everybody. What do you mean, okay? You have one vote as a citizen. That was the opportunity. And now they are in there, and you should feel helpless.
They kicked Nick out of fucking...
You should feel vulnerable. You should feel raped. You should feel taken advantage of.
What is it?
Degraded. You should feel
NatCon?
bad right now.
Turning
And I want
point.
you to take that feeling and don't get violent.
He gets
Don't
thrown
get
out.
emotional. Get even. You
Dude,
made that mistake in
get
24.
even.
You either voted for the Republicans. Maybe you made the mistake like I did of just not voting. No, now we need to make it hurt. I'm voting against the party that beats up Marines that don't want to die for Israel. I'm voting against the party that doesn't want a constitutional check on war power.
The party that did that to a fucking Marine would do twice as bad to me as a regular... Bro,
I'm voting
hate
for
our
the party
guts.
that didn't bring us to war in Iran by fanatical evangelicals. Did you see they sent out that memorandum to all of the soldiers in CENTCOM that said, we're doing this so Israel could rebuild the third temple?
bro.
Yeah, I'm good.
That shit is
I don't
insane.
support that at all, actually. Sickening, just actually gut-wrenching and sickening scenes coming out of our capital. And you have only yourselves to blame. I warned you. I tried
No,
to tell
we have
you. I
fucking Trump
predicted
to
it
blame.
with precision.
How-
You didn't listen to me.
Bro, you cannot say it's our fault. We only had 2 people to vote for. They were both shitty choices. It's not our fault. Trump told us he was going to do totally different stuff. So you can't say this is our fault.
Thought you knew better. I knew people that were friends of mine. I've said this before. They went to my birthday party and they said, he's being disloyal to Trump. He's being disloyal to Trump. Fucking nerd. You thought you knew better than me, idiot? Yeah, you're damn right. Trump is disloyal to America.
Seriously.
Serves you right. You doubted Nick Fuentes and the Groypers. But that's that. I do want to move on. We're running out of time here. It's going to be a little bit of this is like an hour
differential of you.
monologue.
You don't want to rub
I already
it in
did my show
more?
with Elijah. So we're going to move on into the super chats. We may talk about Tucker Carlson tomorrow. Pretty freaky stuff.
It is.
I don't know if it was some kind of Jewish Israeli operation, but it definitely kind of seems like one and is a little bit terrifying, but we'll save that for tomorrow perhaps. and we'll move on. We'll get into the super chats. Relax, all right? It's a little bit of an abbreviated show. We're coming in at just about an hour, but I already did a 90-minute show with Elijah, so
Yeah, where you talk
I got to
for
save
10
my
minutes.
energy because it's going to be a full week. All right, let's take a look at the super chats. We'll see what you guys have to say about all this. We'll get into it here.
In the insane asylum.
Freaky stuff, though, man. Freaky stuff. All right, let's take a look. Let me get set up. And we'll see what we got. All right.
Ultralight sent $34. You are looking leaner. I waitress at a pizzeria. Here's the tip for my first table DM. God bless.
Waitress.
Thanks. Do you really mean that? Do I look leaner? Let me mew. Look at, okay.
Let me mew.
Look at that. Look at that. That's putting in the dedication, okay? That's just, that's not Reddit. I'm not on Reddit. I'm not on anything. That's just pure. See, unlike you guys, I don't need to inject myself to like not eat like a disgusting pig. Just
Seriously.
pure determination. But anyway, a waitress at a pizzeria. Where have you been all my life?
Calorie deficit.
Waitress at a pizzeria telling me I'm lean? Hello? You know, I always wanted a romance like that, like a movie. Like that movie As Good as It Gets with Jack Nicholson.
Oh, such a good movie.
Because that's me. It's like, I'm like a sleeper famous person. He's like a world famous author, mercurial, kind of a hermit, moody, temperamental, unlikable. He's sort of rich, little bit rich, lives at the top, connected, lives at the top of a mansion. And he goes to the same diner every day with a waitress and just abuses the shit out of her. You know, but then she kind of sees that he's actually a really good guy, you know that. But then she sees, hey, you know, behind that tough exterior, he's actually a really nice guy. And, you know, and then they get together.
He's really...
and the waitress, she brings him his breakfast, how he likes it every day, you know, so...
He brings us
maybe I'm
utensils.
just a sucker. Maybe I'm just a little romantic like
movie.
that. Imagine a waitress at a pizzeria. I love pizzerias.
Greg Kinnear.
You know, nothing beats going to a real pizzeria style pizza on a tin with the flour on the bottom. Ooh. You know what I'm talking about?
Bro, those are great.
Nothing beats it.
Downtown Orlando.
So that's
fucking
very romantic. Fire. Thank you. Thank you for indulging me tonight. I appreciate that.
Non-Groy percent 30.
Someone says Nick is on Reddit. I'm not on Reddit.
Non-Groy percent $30. Hey Nick, we will always support you. Just don't sell out and we will follow you to Valhalla. AF, Christ is King.
Don't sell out. Oh, okay. I was going to, but then you told me not
Logan
to.
304 sent $100. I was recently turned on to a Dan Bilzerian interview that really opened my eyes about the world. Luckily I found your content soon after and have since dove in. Just wanted to say thanks and that I'm now a yearly plus member. You should definitely get with Dan sometime. I'd love to hear you all talk.
Hey, thank you for the big super chat. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think we might do an interview. He's just got to chill a little bit with the whole like, give me a gun and send me to, it's like, okay. Did you see his interview with Sneeko today? I love Dan. Great guy. Great guy. Very solid. Very good friend. And we've had some disagreements and we've gotten into some heated arguments, but he's a good dude. I say that sincerely. And I like him a lot. But he goes on Sneeko for an interview this evening, and he says, the only country we should go to war with is Israel. We need to wipe them off the fucking map. Give me a gun. And I'm like, whoa. All right, chill. Some of us like being alive. Some of us like being alive. All right, relax. He said that on Sneeko, and Sneeko goes, okay, Dan Bilzerian, everybody. He starts laughing his ass off. It's like, bro, stop. Chill, please. Relax. Like, oh my gosh. They're going to kill me, aren't they? Yeah, they're going to kill me. He says, I'm like, oh, he has no chill like that. Once he's into something, he's all in. He's all in. And here's the thing.
Not my cup of tea.
Okay. I'm not saying exterminate Israel. I hope that doesn't sound like cucking. I'm a Christian. And let me actually be serious for a second.
I just want him to
I
leave
am
us the fuck
starting to
alone.
see what Tucker Carlson means when he says we're against blood guilt.
We
Now,
are.
here's the thing.
You don't kill somebody's
I do
children.
believe that
Kill
does
them, not
tend
their
to take
children.
away from the Jewishness of all of this. It is Jewish peoplehood and their chauvinism, their paranoia, their histrionics, their insularity,
A lot of them
tribalness
kind of have that.
that has created the
Unpicked.
Zionist ideology. It also comes from the religion. It proceeds from the religion.
effeminate son.
That being
with the
said,
overbearing mom.
I do believe that if we're going to win, we have to recognize that there are going to be people in Israel that don't go along with this. There's going to be Jews that are not going along with
That are
this.
on our side.
And it doesn't mean that we all of a sudden say, oh, well, you know, Judaism's fine. Look, I'm Catholic. That's not a way to get to the Father. It just isn't.
You know, war makes, or what do they say? Politics makes strange bedfellows. Hey, and the enemy of my enemy is my friend, as they say.
Jesus didn't say, well, you could get to the Father through me, or if you don't flick the lights on and off on Saturday. He said, nobody gets to the Father except through me. I still believe they're going to hell, okay, unless there's some kind of universal salvation. That being said, we are going to need to count on the good-naturedness, the conscience. I think of people from all walks of life, and ultimately we're going to need to be spiritually better. We're going to need to be spiritually better. We're going to need to be Christ-like. Some people see that as weakness. I don't think that's weakness. When Christ was arrested and his disciple pulled out a sword to try to defend him, Christ said, hey, put down the sword, live by the sword, die by the sword. He said, forgive them. They don't know what they do. Later on, he said that. And I think we have to follow that example. And honestly, Sneeko said I was mocking the Ayatollah. I wasn't mocking the Ayatollah. I was mocking people like Scott Ritter, who thinks that people like him who think that that is the way you're going to win a war. I don't know that you win tactically the conflict that way. But here's the thing about the Ayatollah, and I said this on Elijah Shafer. Consider that the Ayatollah of Iran is in a fortified bunker. He has a 200,000-man army of religious zealot loyalists. His country is a fortress, a mountain fortress built on top of missile factories and nuclear centrifuges. And Israel could get him.
Dude,
if they could get him, they could get Trump, they could get you, they could get me, they could get anybody. Now, that might scare you and that might make you feel vulnerable. And that's what they're counting on. They're counting on people to be so afraid, clinging to the world.
They want
their lives,
to feel
their
like
stuff, their reputations, even their family, to not give up for the truth. But that's sort of what we have to be willing to do, is make the ultimate sacrifice. It's very serious.
We didn't beat the Russians because we were afraid of death.
If you think we're going to beat them by being more hateful than them, you're not. If you think we're going to beat them by being more militaristic than them, you're not. Look at how militaristic Iran was. Look at how hateful, quote unquote, they were. They had some animosity. You know, Israel won. The devil enables them. And the devil is smarter than people. So I really believe the only way you win is a spiritual battle. It is. Something spiritual is going on. You have to be Christ-like. God is upholding us with his hand. We have to believe in him. You have to have faith. Oh, ye of little faith, you have to have faith. So I get the sentiment. I really do. I understand the frustration, but we can't give in to that. We do have to be Christ-like. And, you know, we're all going to fall short. It makes hypocrites of all of us, but we do have to try. We do have to try. So I appreciate that, and I love Dan, and I think maybe we'll do a collab sometime. He's just got to promise not to, like, try to get me killed by saying something like that. I'm like, bro, it's like, oh my gosh. We gotta work on that maybe.
Struggle to boost Al lower stats and $50.
Okay, I don't know what happened. Glitched a little bit there.
All things AF sent
thanks.
$25. Nick J. Freitas made a YouTube video. Does the Iran strike equals America first at 004? He was talking at you directly. Future debate?
Does he have a following? Let me see. How many views does he get? I've heard of this guy. I don't really know anything about him. Oh, he got 30,000 views. Why would that be worth my time? Why would that be worth my time? I'll debate somebody on Iran who has views, who has viewers, but some like doofus macho neocon, yeah, they're a dime a dozen. Get to the back of the line.
And Miami Grower Pet sent $1,500.
Yo, whoa, thank you for the massive super chat. I appreciate it. 07's in the chat for Miami Groy Bet. Hey, I come down to Miami. I like Miami. Miami Groy Bet. Hello. North Miami, where? Boca? Surfside? What are you talking about? I don't know. A lot of Jews down there. I don't know what's going on with that, but I appreciate the support. I assume you're cool.
And Miami Grower Pet sent $500.
Hey, and another one. 07's a woman. What's a woman like you got money like this for, huh? That's crazy. Thank you for the massive super chat. God bless. I really appreciate it. These Groy Bets are rich. Groy Bets have the bag. W's
Palestinian
in the
Grower
chat.
sent $20. Our hummus is yummy fuel.
Yeah.
Tucker Carlson sent $67. You little anti-Semite. After graciously letting you on my show and giving you a shot at the mainstream, you turn around and start trashing me behind my back? Calling my father a Fed? I knew you were trouble the moment you started glazing Stalin. Oh, by the way, you should definitely read the book The Court of the Red Czar.
That book sucked, by the way. Everybody knows that book sucks.
I wonder if that's really Tucker.
Everybody knows that book sucks. That's
Probably
like the biography on Stalin from which many of the myths come from. You want the real red pill on Stalin? Read Grover Fur. You want the real red pill on Joseph Stalin? Read Grover Fur. I don't know if you're ready for that. I don't know if you're ready for that, Tucker. In the Court of the Red Czar by who wrote that? The CIA? You want to know the red pill on Stalin? Our dear leader? Koba? Little Sosolo? You gotta read Grover Fur. I'm kidding. Grover Fur is like a delusional, he's like a delusional communist. He's promoted by Academic Agent, who's a friend of mine again. But he's like this insane communist who's like, Stalin never killed anybody. You're like, I don't know. Seems like a cope. But it's kind of a meme. Old Tucker. Well, you know what? We could put our differences aside here. He seems like he's pretty based. He still hates me, I think. He still hates me. Never change, Tuck. Never change. But you know what? Maybe he's not so bad. He's against the war in Iran. Right now, that's good enough for me.
JDS sent $50. Love when you go on InfoWars, but for the goodness sake, he needs to stop interrupting mid-thought every time you talk. Every time you go on, you stay calm. But man, doesn't it bother you at all?
To me, it's like a video game. It's just kind of like doing the show on challenge mode. It's like juggling and someone keeps throwing a new ball at you, you know? You're like juggling a unicycle and a bear and a bowling pin. And Alex Jones keeps throwing more stuff. And what about this? And what about, you know, and the carbon tax credits? It's like, okay, I don't know what that has to do with it, but okay. He kept saying that. He kept saying carbon tax. I'm like, carbon tax? We're at war with Iran. Like, no, but it's just challenge mode. It's okay. I don't mind it. I'm a little bit too polite. I have to admit, I'm a little bit too polite. When it comes to people that I respect, when it comes to people that I'm like being friendly with, I do have a tendency to be a little overly deferential. I'm a very respectful person. I'm not big on, I don't like to impose. I don't like to interrupt. If I'm pissed at somebody, I could be aggressive. But if I'm cool with somebody, I try to be very
He will
courteous.
hang back for sure.
If
you ever see him when he's around,
no, it doesn't get on my nerves. It's his show and that's his style. And he likes to keep it moving. He's like a coach. He's like a coach. It's like a drill. We're drilling. Pause. He's like a baseball coach. And we're running drills, you know. And we're switching up all the different plays and stuff. That's how I look at it. Big Alex. Oh, it's always, whenever we do a collab, it seems to always go viral for one reason or another. And that stream we did the other day, he got a little emotional about Trump. That went viral. That went everywhere. So he's a showman. I really respect him as a broadcaster and as a guy. He's the real deal. Take it from me.
Bob Bobison sent $20. Thoughts on your TRNS viewers? Of you as a comedian? What would you do if you got to heaven and were surprised to see them and other non-desirable fans there, approaching you and asking you to perform a live show?
Are there trannies that like the show? If I got to heaven and there were trannies, listen, I don't look at people as undesirables. I really don't. And as far as trannies are concerned, listen, it's a little bit disturbing to me. Because I don't like drug use. And there's other reasons too, of course, but that really freaks me out. When people get on hormones and stuff like that, it's really freaky to me. I don't like any of that shit. I don't like the peptides. I don't like the hormones. It's all freaky to me. I don't like it. I don't get it.
Our bodies.
And I don't know why a guy would want to be a girl.
Marvels.
I can kind of get why a girl would want to be a guy, but
living.
I don't know who would actually attempt that. It's kind of gross. But I just sort of feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for them, and I would hope that everybody is just trying their best to follow their conscience. I feel sorry for them. Yeah, obviously, there's something. Clearly, you have some perverted situation if you want to be another gender. But we just have to try our best, everybody, to follow our conscience. Everybody knows what's right. Everybody knows what's right and what's wrong. And you should just try to the best of your ability, follow your conscience and live a life in accordance with natural and moral law. That's it. I have no hatred. I have no enemies. I said it, I have no enemies. I have no hatred in my heart. Unless they're trying to like kill people, unless trannies are like trying to blow shit up and murder people. I don't like that. And I think it's disgusting that they indoctrinate kids. And listen, there are no trannies. No one can transition. You're born a man, you die a man. You're born a woman, you die a woman. But people that do this, yeah, like I said, you have my sympathy. So
Frizzy sent $20. Mount FD transfer again. My tits kind of point through the Epstein sip. Should I LARP as a femboy grower pet to not get weird
so
looks?
what is with all the trannies tonight?
China
What
all the
is
time
that?
sent $20. I know Asman is an overall good thing, but clearly he's the most influential media output right now. Will you critique him?
So, and again, what is every night I'm getting this, hey, so what about Asmongold? I disagree with him. I disagree with him strongly. You've seen his takes. You've seen my takes. We're on completely different sides of this issue. I like him. I think he generally has his finger on the pulse, but I think he has this one wrong. That's all I have to say. I still like him, but I think he has this one wrong.
Pope Bro, I percent $100.
Thank you for the big super chat. I appreciate it.
Bro and Holly Hand Sacrifice sent $20. BTC down 34%.
Yeah.
We're going to war for Israel. No mass deportations. And we still have planned trusters. Do they like being raped?
I don't know the psychology of it. I think they're just slaves. You know, slavery really is a choice. It's tough to strike it out on your own and be your own person. And
it's easy for some.
I don't know what that is. I don't I just find it hard to believe they really believe what they're saying. These people that go out every day and they say, well, we're serious. We're serious. We know how politics works. Really? This is politics working? This is what politics working looks like? For who? Who is this working for? I saw John Doyle retweet that meathead Blake Cressis, his producer, and he goes, this is serious. Charlie Kirk was a serious operator. This is serious. Yeah, really serious stuff. Really serious. Yeah. They got the guy fucking elected, and now we're in a war with Iran. Well, what about this is working for you, fucktard? They buried the Epstein files, are covering up for the worst people in the world. Trump literally said he's covering for Bill Clinton. Even if you're a retarded Republican, Trump is covering for Bill Clinton in the Epstein files. What is that? Who is that working for? We're at war with Iran. We withdrew from Minneapolis. You got to come up with this crock of shit where you go, well, we're doing mass self-deportations. No, we don't have any real numbers. We're guessing based on the Census Bureau community survey. Dude, they track the number of deportations. If they were doing it, you would know. You have to make shit up. You're coping and you know it. So I just don't know. I just don't know. I don't get it. They'd have no arguments about this. We're trusting the plan. Republicans are going to win. Trump is the end-all, be-all. Like, you unironically idolize Trump. I saw some stupid bitch say, if you vote for Democrats, that's like going to a church, and because you don't like your priest, you start worshiping the devil. I'm like, yeah, that's a very good analogy, because you literally worship the GOP. Because what is God? Infallible, and the personification of the good. And so, yeah, that's actually a very fitting analogy for how you see the Republican Party. She goes, some dumb bitch e-girl says, if you vote for the Democrats because you don't like what the Republicans are doing, that's like worshiping the devil because you don't like your pastor. Well, why is that Why is that track? Yeah, because you literally think the Republican Party is infallible and identified with the good. The identity with the good. The Republican Party is the good. And so you just have to keep going no matter what. You have to have this blind faith in the Republican Party. Yeah, very similar indeed. Thank you for telling on yourself.
219 grow percent $20. Recently received USA quarter zip. My middle school age nephew snickered and recognized it. Kid's been doing too much internet.
Interneting a little too hard, huh? You internet too hard. Oh my gosh, that was so... Candace Owens pushed me up against the wall. She said, you internet too hard. That's a joke. That's a joke. I'm just kidding. Candace Owens says, you internet too hard. She grabbed me by the tie. She said, you internet too hard. I was like, yeah, and you're a fucking schizo retard. I grabbed her by her helmet. I said, yeah, you're kind of a schizo yourself. Anyway, it's a little hot in here. What were we talking about? Yeah, she said, no, I'm joking. Hey, yo, Candace says, you internet too hard. Oh, that's crazy. What does that even mean, by the way? That's such a woman thing to say. That's such a mom thing to say. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. She goes, you internet too hard. Yeah, well.
I got something else.
Okay, all right. Relax. Hey, relax.
Trick Stink sent $20.
Move
When you
on.
and Sneeko beef
Move
about
on, says the live
Trick
chat.
Stink sent $20.
hard
When you
with
and Sneeko
something
beef about
else,
being
too.
Christian or Muslim, it reminds me of the surrender of Jerusalem ending scene in Kingdom of Heaven. You're King Baldwin IV, and he is Saladin.
Yeah, no one's ever made that. Oh, Christian and a Muslim. It's just like that movie. It's just like the movie. It's just like that TikTok. It's a Christian and Muslim. That's like that TikTok. Yeah, that movie sucks, by the way. That movie is like the most blue-pilled movie ever, where it's like Christians are hypocrites, Muslims are the holy ones. I know it's Kino. I know the scenes are Kino. There's a lot of like Kino stuff in there. But if you've ever actually watched that movie, it comes from like the Iraq War era, where it's like Muslims are noble, holy people, and Christians are sick and degenerate hypocrites. So I don't know that that's like a movie you want to really get into, but some of the content is it's good for editing.
Christian sent $100.
fucking
Looking
hacks
great, man.
off
Keep up the
dude's
fight as
head
always.
at the end.
Thank you for the big super chat.
Go
Appreciate
on,
it.
sent $20. Imagine forfeiting a rewarding and
Not only
successful career
that,
as a
they
movie
were
chill only to pursue one in
portrayed
the
as
brown flower
like
department.
Craven and shit. They were telling Saladin, yo, we put your ass in the fucking seat because you told us you would fucking get Jerusalem back. Like they were up. He showed them as being no different than the English. Saladin was the honorable guy, not them. And honestly, so from what is written about Saladin, he was an honorable man. He was a chivalrous man.
Wilter flower emoji.
Hey,
Wilter
come
flower
on
emoji.
now.
Europeans respected him.
What would you rather be doing, Mr. Beast or being Sneeko, being the GOAT? Sneeko's got motion, I can't lie. He really does. He's got charisma. He's a good dude.
Jason Todd sent $20. Resident Evil Requiem stream. The ore farming will be immaculate. I promise we'll all be there.
No, too scary.
Megs for breakfast sent $25.
Sorry.
I've always had a very negative impression of you. Now that I'm finally experiencing your content firsthand, I'm seeing that you're a
Thanks.
very passionate, principled, caring person. New
That's
fan.
how
Thanks.
everybody.
I
everybody
appreciate
says
that.
that.
Thank you for saying that.
Big Badinky Bone sent
Everybody.
$100. You're not seeing the upside in inviting us to Vietnam with you. We could start a secular society, embezzle money and defend the land that was promised to us. Won't invite us to Nam. Won't invite us to the Grower Pet Chat. Questionable leadership moves.
Shut
Okay,
up.
Thank you for the big super chat. Yeah, look at my army, dog. Look at my army. Armies look they're kind of in rough shape,
Grow Apple
okay?
Fitness
Let's
sent
just
$50.
say that
Hi
much.
Nick. If you want to stop cortisol amoxing, prioritize 100% grass-fed, grass-finished beef, organic beef, liver from ruminant animals, raw, organic honey with skin on
No.
and pasture-raised eggs.
I'm not doing
Food is
that.
fuel, man.
I'm not, okay, very funny. Hilarious,
So
man. Very
Sees America
funny.
First sent $200. Hey Nick, just wanted to say that we are all praying for you and your safety. Folded hands emoji. You are an inspiration to many. And remember, you have any army. Anything we can do to help, you let us know. We know it's serious, and so are we. America First forever. Love the show and have a good evening, Grow Wipers. Frog emoji.
Hey, thank you for the big super chat. I really appreciate it. Well, look, God is holding me up. God is in control. So please give me your prayers. That's what counts, you know? In the end, that's the only thing that counts. So I do appreciate your prayers.
Catch and Grow I percent $25. Just passed my certification exam for my job in the medical field and getting baptized on Easter. Thanks for all
Wow.
the shows.
God bless,
This
man.
shit is going
Congratulations.
so good.
Congratulations. Good for
Ball
you.
Grow I percent $25. 1 month until I receive 3 sacraments and I'm admitted into the church. Thank you for leading me to the truth.
Love
Nick.
it.
Burning.
Love it. God bless you.
Fucking
Good to hear
Infamous
it.
Nutsack sent $110. 1 million men protest. Friday, March 20th, 2026. On Barron Trump's bitch birthday. This movement is not going anywhere. Grow Wipers are growing more and more every day. And November 2026 and 2028 is coming. America first. America only. Welcome to the 110 movement number 110.
Okay, that's crazy. Thank you for the big super chat, the 110 movement. The Goyim have gone insane. Thank you very much. Is that a thing?
Lego
Are
Smart
people
Break Grow I
doing
percent
that?
$20. Hey Nick, do you like the band The Cars? What's your favorite 70s/80s artist?
I had a Cars phase.
Yeah, I do like the. I think. What songs do they sing?
You know,
What's their
just
hit?
what I needed.
They sing.
I said you're just what I
I
needed.
feel like I like one of their songs,
And then Moving in Stereo.
but I can't think of it.
Moving in Stereo.
My favorite 70s and
Sick as
80s
fuck
artists. Let's
from
see.
Fast Times at
I
Ridgemont
really
High.
hate a lot of the 80s music.
What?
I
Hall and
love Jim
Oates?
Croce. I love the Doors.
Jim Croce is dope.
I like the Carpenters.
Jim Morrison was from fucking Melbourne in Florida, like 2 hours, an hour or two from me, bro.
What the 70s stuff. I
I've
like the
fucking
kind
gone
of
to that
folk
beach.
sound that the 70s had.
Mhm.
I like
I don't have any of his records, though.
I like I like the band America. Huge fan of
Oh, yeah.
America, the
Fucking
band.
On a
Chicago,
horse
great
with
band.
the or
Coincidentally,
in the desert on a
love
horse.
the city and the country, but those bands, great bands. Love that sound. I love the sound of the band America. Love the Jim Croce sound.
The sound of the 60s and 70s is uniquely American. Uniquely American. You know, the whole Eagles, the Birds, Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash. Just so American. Straight up. American Pie.
One of his albums on vinyl. I love the Eagles. Let's see.
I have an Eagles album.
Yeah, that's all good stuff. Trying to think if there's any like deep cuts that could really impress you.
I know I was just doing the same thing.
The band.
But I was like, the band is
band is
dope.
good.
Grateful Dead.
What else? Yeah, so that's some good
Bob
stuff.
Dylan.
That's some of the more
Yo.
rock, like white stuff that I like.
How about
Talking Heads,
Roy
some of their
Orbison?
stuff, not all of it.
Talking Heads were sick, but Roy
I'm a
Orbison.
fan. Steely Dan, love Steely Dan. Fleetwood Mac, huge
Ooh,
fan of
Fleetwood
Fleetwood Mac. People are
they're
saying
great.
in the live chat.
Lindsey Buckingham
Yeah,
is the
yeah,
guitarist.
that's all good. That's all good stuff. Boston, yep. They're
Boston,
one
and
album.
They sound the same. Every
I do
fucking
love the
song.
album Boston, their eponymous album.
Leonard Skinner.
What else? Somebody say Jimi Hendrix, a little overrated. I think not a huge
The
discography, but he's
Yardbirds.
good. Yeah.
The Faces.
Led Zeppelin,
with
obviously,
fucking,
of course.
Rod Stewart. Ooh, the Faces are dope.
Yacht
The
rock, yeah.
fucking
Love like Todd
Jeff
Lundgren,
Ooh,
that kind of thing.
that
Sure.
dude was sick. The Cream.
Yeah,
Ooh,
the Smiths
Derek
never
and the
got into them.
Dominoes.
REM, like REM.
I said
Metallica,
that the other day.
don't like that. Yeah,
Man,
yeah,
I'd listen
yeah.
to all the good shit.
Queen, gay, overrated, hate Queen so
Pixies.
much. Hate Queen so much. Like,
Undercover for
Where's
$100.
my
You have brought hope into my life that we can change the trajectory of our people. Praying for you and your family.
thank you for the big super chat. I appreciate Boss Skaggs. That's a deep pull. Love Boss Skaggs. Love Boss Skaggs. I'm a huge fan. Lowdown, Lido,
Muddy Waters.
Georgia. Excellent. Excellent stuff. That's the pinnacle right there.
Devil Went Down
Absolutely.
to Georgia.
Bob Seger. Love Bob Seger.
I have
Certainly.
a couple of his albums.
Anyway, thank you for the super chat
Green
there.
Eggs and
James
Samson.
Can I
Gang.
read that one? Thank you for the big super chat. Sorry, I was distracted.
Joe
I
Walsh.
appreciate the big super
Green
chat.
Eggs and Sam
Love
sent
Joe
$20.
Walsh.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Bless you. Keep speaking the truth.
Thank you.
Bot Slop sent $25. Sup, Pinky. I got the Geo hoodie and it's very soft. Great printing. Thank you for
Thanks.
switching away from entropy.
Glad you like it. Hey, well, we love Entropy. They've been good to us, but, you know, it's business. We want a little bit of a lower processing
Two
fee.
Pimp and 4 Chimp and sent $25. Representative Nigga
Oh,
Bacon,
the
who cares he
who, I
doesn't mom
did
shit.
forget the who.
Yeah,
Nice.
Representative Pig.
Young
Good
Tubs
call.
Grower sent $50. White male voting block won't be able to make a difference for too much longer. Gotta
Quadrophenia.
burn it down 26 and let a new GOP
Great
rise from the
movie.
ashes like a phoenix. AF is the
Tommy,
plan. I
Yep.
trust God.
Great
Let's burn
Hell
ID
movie.
yeah.
down.
Rock operas.
I will send the army. I will send the Groiper army. I am Jerusalem. That's what we have to
sent
do.
$20. I got a campaign letter from Republican State Senate candidate Josie Tomkow in Florida saying that she supports deporting just criminal illegals. Me and my family are done with the GOP utter betrayal.
Yep.
Robot 091 sent $20.
100%.
There's 60,000 Mennonites just
I'm with
across the
that
border in Chihuahua,
person.
Mexico. Gonna buy a farm there, raise organic cotton. You're coming with?
Not a bad
Larry
idea.
Silverstein is a piece of shit. Devil cunt sent $20. Nick, thank you for standing up for that Marine today and going at that Senator Tim Sheehy on Twitter today.
But somebody clipped it on 4chan and they
The
said he
Guess
talked about
Who?
Chabad Lubavitch, which he did.
And also,
And he said the Chabad Lubavitchers are providing patches that show the third temple. I was like, okay,
what is it?
okay. Wait. I was like, okay, nice to see you, Tucker. All right, yeah, maybe me and Tucker can come back together. I don't know. He's a little shitty to me, but I think he doesn't like me. But
Grand Funk Railroad.
we'll
That's
see.
Right. We're
He's
an
dude.
American
He had this like
band.
diabolical go off
I love,
in his
No
show
Sugar
today where he
Tonight.
goes,
Mother
he's
Nature.
talking about like how Justin the Martyr like went to war with Iran and tried to build the third temple. And he's like, and what was he doing? He went to war with Iran. Oh, and then he had the most like diabolical laugh. I was laughing my ass off. It was actually well done. I can't even hate. Go and rewind. It's at like the 20-minute mark. He's talking about how they tried to rebuild the temple and invade Iran, and then he has the craziest laugh I've ever heard. I'll actually pull it up. It was that good. Let me see.
Involved in the war now ongoing. History, the end of time, Armageddon, the last days.
I couldn't watch.
It's hard to
the-
believe that's
The
true.
one he put out today, Tucker.
Especially since, by
Couldn't
the way,
watch
there are
it.
a million
Unwatchable.
Christians in Iran.
Let me see. Let me
So
find
if you
the
were doing
timestamp.
this for Jesus, presumably you would go out of your way not to hurt his followers in the country you're attacking. Did the U.S. government or any government make any attempt? Earthquake.
Let me see. Hang on.
And you can sort of laugh at that if you're a rationalist, a materialist, a modern.
Let me see. When did he say it? Oh, here we go. I'm sorry, not Justin, Julian.
Emperor Julian the Apostate, was killed. You know what he was killed doing? Invading Iran.
Black Sabbath. I was kind of sticking around
invading
American
Iran in
bands,
363.
but- No, you're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
he
Although
vigorously
I
to
did
work
say
and
the
was seconded
faces
by a
and
governor of the
Jip
province. When fearful
Fair
balls of fire breaking out near the foundations of the building continued their attacks till the workmen, after repeated scorchings, could approach no more. And he gave up the attempt.
See, I couldn't listen to this video because
By the
I'm
way,
not
just a few
listening
months
to
later,
religion from fucking Tucker. He can suck
Emperor
a
Julian the
dick.
Apostate, was killed. You know what he was killed doing? Invading Iran. Literally invading Iran in 363. Yeah, he was killed doing that.
Nazareth.
I'm like cheesing when he's. That's kind of keck. That was little keckers. You know what, Tucker? That was little keckers. Little keckers, my guy. W's in the
Sorkin
chat.
sent $20. The show is the faggot asks when it starts.
You're
Rollable
right.
F sent $20.
That's true.
Do you think Tucker is a prime example of CIA-controlled opposition? Suddenly opposes Israel/Iran war yet blazes Vance.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of that. I really have no idea what he is, to tell you the truth. All I could do is speculate. I have no idea what he is, to tell you the truth.
Mimum Maxing sent
He's
$50.
something.
Trump is in his war maxing era. Bibi has mogged him into oblivion. Are you letting it spike your cortisol?
Let me guess, millennial.
Nomar Garshapara sent $20. $100 a month club and first comment. I dropped Tucker for news. Tim Dillon at MSSP for comedy and Trump because AF is supreme.
Let's go.
Cookies-
Well, hey, we like Tim. Tim Dillon's good. I like Tim Dillon. He's
Cookies
funny.
sent $20. People are now saying the Iran war is a distraction from the Epstein files. It's also tiring. Steve Cohen
It
Grover
is.
sent $20. Did you see the Mets defeating Team Israel 5-2 today? Christian Scott impressed hammering that fastball upstairs to the Jews.
I
Denzel
didn't.
from Mouse sent $20.
Can't say that I did.
Athena's 2025. RWRS didn't vote for the RW party. LNP. And Labor won easily. Now ONP. Further right. Is polling above both.
There you go. W.
Yankee Florida man sent $100. Fan since 2019. Paying my dues. Thank you for always standing for the truth and not capitulating to the masses. America first is inevitable. USA emoji.
Thank you
Latin
for the
cross
big
emoji.
super chat. Yeah, you don't know how difficult it was. I had to stand up to my own audience many times. You got to do it.
Trent Blown Acetate
Have
Slam
to
sent
do it.
$100. Groiper curse incoming from many in the GOP to selection
Stone
cycle.
Temple
Indeed.
Pilots.
Bob King sent $20.
Ooh.
So are you against all Jewish people?
They
I'm
go-
Jewish and
they
I think
go
what Israel
so
is doing and
hard.
has been doing is bad for me and my family.
No, I'm not
Soundgarden.
against all Jewish people. Not at all. What I am for is America first. If you're a Jew that is America first, that's fine with me. I don't, I want you to be a Christian. If you're a Jew that's America first and you recognize that that's the program, that's fine with me. I like, though, that you say, well, what Israel is doing is bad for me and my family. Think about all the anti-Semitism it's creating. I'm going to have to move. It's like, okay, what about America, though? Isn't that kind of funny? Even the base Jew. Do you hate all Jews, though? I think what Israel is doing is terrible for my Jewish community. Okay, but what about America, buddy? What about fucking America? Thank you. So that's the rub. That's the rub. Always.
Truth Lover 69 cent $20.
Always.
I have a large amount of Alpa I'm looking to get rid of quickly if you're interested in a sponsorship.
Yeah, why not?
German Groper sent $20.
Yeah, we'll
it has
buy
never been
it.
as needed. Germany and the United States have to align and get together. We are the two greatest nations ever, just waiting to conquer.
That's a LARP. Yeah, you have no energy, bro. You and what electricity, dumbass? I'd worry about getting some electricity
Absai
first.
sent $20. Lindsey Graham said this is a religious war. Christians and Jews versus Muslims. They're finally fighting Muslims.
Yeah,
Sorendine sent $50. We will not be raping Sneeko.
Exactly.
How big, how long, grower percent $25. Young people speaking their minds are getting so much resistance from behind. USA emoji.
Yeah,
First Flocky
you're
username
right.
sent $20. I'm sure you hear this all the time, but I feel like if you really got to know me, I could be the fan you dislike the most. Anyways, I asked about I last night, part 1. First Flocky username sent $20. Do you have thoughts on how this administration may have trusted some tech guys wearing small hats while wargaming this with AI and how they could have accidentally miscalculated it?
That's crazy. I feel like you'd really like me in real life. Anyway, did Trump work with the little hats? Yeah, you sound awesome.
Grow I per Goober sent $20.
Sound awesome.
Talked to my mom about Israel for the first time today. She said, isn't Israel protected biblically? Here we go again.
Okay, how many?
Tomater Gaming sent
How
$25.
many
Make sweet
times?
consensual love to Sneeko.
Exactly.
Is
That's
the,
all.
Shaver
That's all
sent
we
$20.
want.
371 KLP pounds is stolen?
Telling
No, it was at
me.
least 6 million. Alex Paceco sent
Very
$22.
good.
I'm just some blonde grower
Very
pat trying to
good.
watch as much of this as I can before my
Shitty.
plane takes off. Love the show.
That's so romantic. Oh my gosh. That's so. She's probably got her like wired Apple earbuds
Man, this stream has
in
been
coach, looking out the
spectacular.
window. It's raining. She's just watching the show, just trying to watch as much of the show before. You don't have Wi-Fi. You don't have. What does Wi-Fi for the plane cost? $10. No, I'm joking. That's
Benrock
funny.
9 sent $20.
Interesting.
Have you heard of a military intelligence report called The Power and Aims of International Jewry U.S. War Department Investigation 1919 declassified in 1973? Our gov confirms the entire Jewry problem.
No, I haven't seen that. That sounds like an anti-Semitic hoax.
Garbage. Excellent
But I'll check
Scottish
it out.
singer.
Angel Santoyo sent $20. Just found out Abu and
She's
AF.
Scottish
My
as
homie told me you
fuck.
think stickers are gay, but I need
Sarah
one to cover my whole back
garbage.
windshield.
I'm not enabling that. If you put
Stupid
stickers on stuff, that's just like a low IQ. I'm helping you. This is like noblesse
Fucking
oblige.
sick-ass
Me
band.
not selling stickers, I'm helping you. I'm doing you a favor. The Goyim just have this compulsion to cover all of their belongings in adhesives. They want bumper stickers on their cars,
Bro,
advertising all
that
their
shit is
likes and
gay,
dislikes. They
dude.
want stickers on their laptops.
You
They
don't
want to
do
put
that.
stickers on telephone poles.
All you do is invite people's rage. My parents were like this, but it's also unpretentious. You don't show off. Nobody cares what you think. You know what I mean? Like, you don't shout shit like that from the rooftops. Keep that shit to yourself. You know, it's nobody else's business, you know? And when you're doing that, you're coming off as a fucking tryhard. Like, chill out, you know? People like that, you know, that's just not modest.
They want to put stickers on. It's like, do you know who puts stickers on things? Children. Children put Spider-Man stickers on the
Bro,
walls.
children and women.
That is who does that. No, I'm not going to let you do that. I'm
No,
not going to
not
let
really
you put
women,
stickers
but
on
children,
things.
for
Not if
sure.
I have anything to say
This Don
about
Hunts
it.
988 sent $20. Groypin in America. Hey man. Cheers to another great show. Always appreciative. Hard out here. Loaded dipshits running hard these days. Jesus is
know,
king. Steadfast and forward. Thanks,
It's
man.
never
Thank
a bad
you,
idea
appreciate
Obed Fury
it.
sent
to
$50.
keep
Did you see
your
BB on
mouth
Fox?
shut.
They were about to build nukes again. That
That's
means they'd
the
be able to threaten
same
America
as-
searches for words. They'll be able to blackmail America. Old man giving up the game.
Putting bumper stickers on your
Dude,
car.
I have like
That's
a
running
million
your
more
mouth.
super
I'm fine. Ho
chats.
sent $100. The Jews. You were so right this whole
The guy
time.
who's
It's good to
talking's
see you be
never the
vindicated.
coolest.
Finally. Oh, and everyone knows you an apology. Thanks for keeping it real for all this time. ESP voting all these MFS out.
You're right. I was right the whole time, and everyone does owe me an apology. It's okay. It's okay. It is crazy, though, because I was the only one in 24.
He really was.
And people thought I was crazy. They said I was crazy. They said I was a radical, a terrorist. But I was right. They said I was crazy. My whole life, I never thought I actually existed, but I do. But I do. And people are starting to notice. Yeah, I know. Isn't that funny though? It's honestly so sweet when you get to say something hard like that. So few people ever get to because they never want to go against the crowd, you know. But yeah, I stuck it to the masses. Yeah, I did something that everyone thought was insane. I was years ahead of the curve. I was bold. I was right about everything. I was right. And yeah, now I get to say everyone thought I was crazy. Now I get to say they said I was insane, but I was right.
I think Nick
he was right.
Is the way
Yeah.
he's so
Yep.
stubborn
Yeah.
and
Dell's 10 cent $25.
The broken
No
clock.
great sneak, but can we grow again?
contrary,
And
contrarian.
Karishma Tolan grower
Perhaps.
percent $20. Thoughts on
He's
NH
not
Senate candidate
doing
Karishma
anything
Manzoor?
he's
She is
not
endorsed by Track
compelled
APAC
to
and is the
do.
only IPAC free person for NH
He doesn't
Senate.
have a choice.
I don't know
His-
her, but yeah, if she's
he-
endorsed by Track APAC, then
Broken
yeah.
Groy percent $20. My quarter zip wash shipped today. The Groiper army is inevitable.
I'm the same
Let's
way.
go.
Domo Genesis sent $20. As Mungoy
I
is sick.
go against
You have this
the
man over at
grain,
Twitch celebrating and promoting the war with
not
Iran while knowing
because
nothing
I'm
about it.
special,
Yeah,
but
I don't
because
agree
Mugpants
with
sent
that.
$20.
have
Happening
to.
guy isn't picking up the phone. Things not looking good. God save us. Hopefully we can
I
unify and
have
figure
to.
something out before the Jews bring the Antichrist.
It's happening.
Dragonborn 0x sent $20. Best thing we can do is pray and get right with God. Dark days are coming soon for sure. God bless you, Nick, and thanks for all you do.
They are.
Indeed.
Byron Groy percent $20. What's your opinion on Darren Bailey? Will he be able to help our state? Good night, Christ is King.
I don't know. I'm not following that race. I don't really follow Illinois politics.
Average John 93 cent $100. Patriotic show tonight. W Uniting.
Thank you for the big super chat. I
Double
appreciate
two
it.
double sent $20. Fetterman was sloth from the Goonies until Elon Brain chipped him and dialed him 3 notches to the right. He gives me the Hebrew jeebies. The left is a way bigger threat than any of this desert nonsense.
Hebrew
I don't know.
Portager
GBs.
sent $20. Can't believe I
We
barely
can
found you on your
deal
show
with
after the
it.
election.
I mean,
Shameful
I'd
to
rather
admit went
deal
from
with
watching
the
Shapiro.
left
Tucker.
than
Bongino. To you every day. Real
getting
awakening.
dragged
Thank
No,
you for
we
what you
love
do.
it.
for
That's
bless.
good. It's a pipeline. That's the pipeline. Kind of the wrong order there. Shapiro, Tucker, then Bongino. You got blue pilled for a little while. Then you got red
Mission
pilled
Valley
again.
Mafia sent $20. Ron Paul paved the way in. And the Fed, the first to criticize Israel and forever war. Ours could actually win if they ran against war and fought against IPAC. They have lost touch and deserve to lose.
I agree. I don't know that he red pilled everybody.
Anna sent
but-
$50. God bless you, Nick. My mother includes you in her daily
He's
morning
based.
rosary. And you have inspired me as well. Ever since listening to you, I have regained my sense of purpose and spirit. Thank you.
Awesome. Love that. That's very wholesome and sweet. Thank you very much.
14
Tell your mother thank you also.
14 resent
God
$20.
bless.
I wish all the third parties would have a primary debate and whoever wins. Everyone votes for them. Only real chance a third party has to win. Maybe push a baseline goal like ranked choice voting to unite.
Yeah, okay.
Zone Patrol sent $20. Everyone keeps talking escalation and deterrence, but most Americans have no idea what real homeland preparedness looks like.
Yeah, because
That's
we
just
live.
delusional.
The KC Grow
Sorry.
sent $50.
Across
I hate
the
that we are at
ocean,
war with
you
Iran and these
fucking
foreskin sucking
idiot.
Jews run our country. But damn, is it cool that America stays shitting on these niggas. So grateful to be American at the end of the day.
Okay,
Ben
thank you.
ASM sent $20. Congrats on 666,000
Bro,
Rumble
I
follows.
think
You are doing great and
they-
everyone is proud of you.
Is it really? We
They look
got
like
we
a
got to get
paper
past that.
tiger
Can we get
now.
more? Yeah, that's not great. That's not good. That's not very auspicious. We need more followers. Can we just get like 1,000 more followers? I don't know how much I like that. In fairness, the mark of the beast is just 666. So if it's 666,000, it's not the number. So that's good.
Exactly.
America First BTC sent $20. Imagine a government left or right that attacked our country's problems as hard as they do Iran. BTC can hold them accountable.
Yeah.
Carter 11B sent $50. I was infantry in Nangarhar, Afghanistan as an 18-year-old kid in 2015 to 2016. I drank the goislop at a young age on September 11th. All for nothing. Your words are helping many young men not take the same path.
I hope so. I hope so.
Chimboard AF
shit.
sent $20. Jewish Republicans, what have you become? Nick, I am. What you made me. Shout out Vader.
Yeah, that show sucked though. You know, that show's terrible. That doesn't go hard.
Joseph Smith sent $20. Any plans to come to Salt Lake City? As a Mormon, would love to have you on my pod to talk about your Catholic views.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out to Salt Lake City to do some random guy's podcast.
With a
totally.
Mormon.
Propeller Dog sent
Some
$20.
Mormon.
You should get John Kiriakou on the show.
He doesn't like
August
me.
Logan sent $20. If the presidency is not used to lead us from the edge of destruction, to restore America to the path of greatness and leadership, then the office itself is worthless. JFK May 15th, 1960.
Is that a real quote, or is that like one of these like fake brainy quotes that someone made up and falsely attributed?
Samsung 65432 sent $20. Power of nations is relative to other nations. Israel wants Europe. USA internally divided / weakened. That's optimal environment to operate in exact
Oh.
resources. They don't have any lost love to whites.
Yeah,
Montana Fed sent $50. As a
Bro.
Montanan, half of these retards in my state are gonna eat this shady sheehy macho man shit and that scares me.
yeah.
AF sent
right.
$20. Any Iowans listening
No
should consider
love
Joshua
lost
Smith for senator.
whites,
Based in America
blacks,
first.
Anybody.
I don't know.
For
him,
Kenny
but
sent $20.
sure.
Fuck MAGA. But the grass is not any greener on the other side. The Dems will destroy this country even faster.
Nope. Watch another
Francesco
show.
sent $200. December 2020. Trump just had the election stolen. Was notified about private call that Trump was going to have with troops overseas. Everyone was passionate, excited, furious. The emotions. Walked out to make my little annual speech to like 300 U.S. Marines, wearing the red MAGA hat. The applause. There was such passion in the air. Now look at us.
Thank you for the big super chat. Yeah, I don't know if I was really feeling that in December 2020. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't really excited in December 2020, but hey, okay, if you say so. I haven't been excited about Trump in a long time. But I appreciate the super
Adam
chat
48
anyway.
71 cent $20. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Especially when that enemy is a parasitic nation that is
Bro,
literally
I
raping us to
literally
death.
just
Share the
said
clip.
that.
Get the word out. Goyim United will never be defeated.
Goyim United,
Steven
so true.
Gilowitz sent $50. Gave up on PBD. Candace and Tucker. Fake/got slop. Breaking Point's Iran coverage was brutal. In search of truth and thanks to Candace's hit job. Found the best in the game in NJF America first
Yeah,
07
PBD,
LFG.
I
Hell
can't
yeah.
do him
Thank
anymore
W.
either.
Candace for being a
Fuck that
pipeline.
Interchangeable
Shit
economic unit sent
sauce,
$25.
Nick.
Trumps if I die. Obliterate Iran comment convinced me voting for him meant war with Iran.
Yep.
Still hope to deliver on deportations and crushing DEI. These greedy parasites can even give us that.
Yeah,
Ultra
right?
Super Mega Slayer
You'd
sent
think they
$20.
would.
If you watch the McGinnis vid, he
You'd
looked a little
think.
awkward and had no plan after he stood. If they just ignored him, he probably would have just awkwardly quieted down after a lil. They kinda made him a martyr.
Well, he was probably counting on being thrown
Fred Eddy
out.
sent $20.
You know?
I can't stand
Yeah,
Bussy Boy
counting
John.
on
I always
getting
hated seeing his
his
stupid fucking
fucking
signs growing up and part of the reason I got
busted.
out of knee. Slaughterhouse Grow Hyper sent
Okay.
$20. I
That
want
shit ain't
deportations
fun,
now.
I can assure
Domo
you.
Genesis
Let's
sent
go.
$20. As Mungoy is a piece of shit for saying that the Marine who got his hand broken had it coming, and that it was deserved. It all makes sense. It is coming from this piece of shit who left mom to rot.
Okay, man, come on. Let's just look. I don't agree with him
900
on
Niner
it.
Hater 67 cent $25. Looking skinny today. Newport Beach is full of grow wipers. Pull up soon. By the way, my GF asks if you can make a pink AF hat Lamau.
And you transmitted that to me. Why?
Please be friends. Grower sent
Why?
$50. Will you put past fights with Orville behind you? He told his father.
Nope.
Hemp sent $20.
No, we tried that 3 times. Now, I wish him the best. Honest to God, I wish him the best. But he
Which
is an
means
ankle-biting
fuck him.
piece of shit. I made peace with him. I was gracious towards him. He didn't deserve it. I gave him a second chance regardless. And he turned around and, even though there's really no reason to, he just tried to fuck with me. Just on account of. So no.
That's good.
He's not my enemy. I have no enemies. I wish him the best, but I want nothing to do with him. And I meant it.
Well
I
said,
said that
man.
in the fall. I
Fuck
said,
yeah.
look, I wish you the best. I want nothing to do with you. You are clearly someone that is incapable of getting along, and I wish you the best. Lots of luck to you.
Hell yeah.
So no, that's over. Absolutely not. If he wants to support me, I have no problem with him. He's not my enemy, but I want nothing to do with him. Okay, I've been around for 10 years, and I can recognize someone that's got
bad-
resentment
yeah.
and a stick up their ass when I see it. I'm good.
It's nothing
I'm
but
good.
trouble.
We tried it that way.
Nothing but trouble.
And he slapped the hand away. So it is what it is. If he wants to
Fuck
support
him.
me, I'm bigger than him. I am the movement. Hey, he can support the movement. But no, I think that's done. Sadly, I think that's over.
Hemp sent $20. Old
Ship
news, but I
has
recently
sailed.
saw a video of Netanyahu talking about the most recent book he is reading, and he said the Jews against Rome, and like at this point, the idiots around me deserve all this.
What the fuck? He was. reading
Yeah.
that a while
Well,
ago, I think.
that's a plant. He planted that. He did that on purpose.
Bay
He's
Area
baiting
Grower sent
us.
$22. Hey Nick, my name's Isaiah. I turned 22 today. Can you name all the books in the Bible that start with J? God bless you.
Yeah, probably, but I'm not playing a trivia game. Happy birthday! Hope it's a good one.
Oh, he's
Light
doing
ODS
Congratulations.
93 cents
Trivia,
$20.
huh?
Nick, I Democrat, but can't get past the open borders. How do you justify that? Blue States
Shut
Anonymous
up.
5444 sent $50. I'm a Democrat. Started watching last summer to see for my
People this is what I'm talking about.
They're trying to
They
get him-
brought us to
make him
war in
feel bad.
Iran. What about that? Don't
Fuck
you
you.
understand?
I'm not.
We're
voting
in a
for them.
regime change war with Iran. And people go, but the Democrats.
But the
what?
Democrats.
We're the party in control, and look at what they did to us. You're going to vote. How are you going to convince yourself to vote for this?
You're just
How?
a fucking
How is it
cuck
done?
if you vote for this again.
Do you see them deporting
Fuck this.
anybody? No. They're not even deporting anybody. So what the fuck are you talking about? I can't get past open borders. Dude, we're effectively giving 40 million illegals an amnesty. What are you talking about? It would be one thing if Republicans were deporting 1 million illegals a year. You would then maybe have an argument. Maybe. But they're not even building the wall. They're not building the wall. They're not deporting anybody. And we're in a war with Iran. Forget it. Forget it. You're unconvinced? Sorry.
I don't
Watch
care.
another show. Do something else. We are not listening to this. We are not listening. Like I said, another sucker is born every day. You want to convince yourself to vote for this bullshit? Fine. I'm done arguing about it. It's the same thing with the vaccine. I remember when everybody was getting the vaccine, they would super chat the show and they'd say, hey, Nick, I know you said don't get the vaccine, but you see, I have this job and blah, blah, blah. And I would say, look, man,
you don't want it that bad.
if you're willing to get the vaccine, then you will let them do anything to you.
Bro.
I don't even care if you believe in it. These are our precious bodily fluids.
Dude.
If you let the government make you get vaccinated because you're afraid of losing your precious job, I said, then you don't deserve to be a free man. You deserve to be raped. But that was during the pandemic. It was the same thing. You people have no fucking balls. None of you. I challenge you to grow a pair. Seriously. And do the thing that, maybe you don't feel like doing. The thing that maybe feels unsafe. It's the exact same thing. During the pandemic, I would tell people, whatever you do, don't get vaccinated. And people would say, but Nick, see, I get what you're saying, but I have this job or I want to get into college. And they wanted me to tell them, oh, well, in that case, get the vaccine. And I would tell them, no, I'm not going to argue with you. You want to get it, you're a bitch. You're a slave. You will do anything. You will literally tolerate anything. It's not like the vaccine was voluntary. They said, if you don't get it, you're fired.
Yep.
And that's why you're getting it, because you're compromised.
Yep.
And I don't fuck with people that compromise like that. And this is the same thing. They brought us to war in Iran, all of them. They're all liable. And you go, I just don't know how we get over the open borders thing. If you would vote for a party, it's not even theoretical. They brought us to war with Iran. If you vote for that, you will tolerate anything.
Straight
up. You will
up.
tolerate anything. Anything. If you vote for this. Do it. Go ahead. It doesn't hurt me.
And they keep open or closing our borders. Dude, they could literally let people in anytime they want. We always get fucked. The open border shit, that's not a good enough reason. It's just like the war. They said we weren't going to war 6 months ago. And all of them, Nick, Tucker, that were screaming about it, because I went along with it. They were right. They postponed that shit. It was like a warm up. And with the immigration, dude, they can just let people in whenever they want, just because they're making it seem like even if they were keeping the borders closed, it doesn't really mean shit. It would if we knew it was guaranteed to be closed for years, but they can, under the radar, like Biden did, fly people in or just let them trickle in. We have no control over that. Fuck that.
You want to do it, knock yourself out. If you would do that, I don't count you among our ranks. This is Gideon's army.
Yes.
I don't need 3 million. I don't need 3,000. Give me 300. This is Gideon's army. You're not down with this? Hey,
yes.
Lots of luck. You're not a groiper.
Anonymous 5444 sent $50. I'm a Democrat.
Oh, yeah.
Started watching last summer to see for myself. Now I watch frequently. Glad we are putting differences aside to hold these leaders accountable. Great show.
Well, hey, listen, man, don't get too comfortable. I'm still far right, okay? But for now,
P.
this
Joe
is
Dirt
what we
sent
have to
$50.
do.
It's at worst a training exercise. I'm her heart of hearts
we
that we're
have
better
to
off
be
without the
able to lay
Ayatollahs over
down
hormones.
our
Quit grifting
arms.
chud. P.S. You
Yeah, okay, please.
Joshua Broyhill sent $25. That was crazy when Elijah said you stopped him from killing himself. Love you, bro. Praying for your safety.
Yeah. No, I appreciate him saying that. Listen, he made a mistake. People make mistakes. It's not defensible. We're not rationalizing it, but he's now being targeted in a political attack also.
Oh, yeah.
And people like that, they need a friend too. And I'm not trying to break my arm patting myself on the back, but I am somebody that a lot of people in my life turned on me when shit got bad for me. I didn't have, it wasn't financially lucrative to be associated with me. You know the kind of life I live. Let me tell you the kind of life I live. When I'm walking down the street with my friends, who are my closest friends, I love them to death. They speed up and walk away from me because they don't want to be photographed with me. And I don't blame them in some cases. But that's the kind of life I live. You know what that's like? What it's like to be someone in that position? They speed up and walk away so they don't get photographed with you because you are toxic. You are radioactive. If someone stands beside you, they might lose their livelihood and get canceled and whatever. Okay. I've been there. It sucks. It's very isolating. It's very lonely. And you don't have a lot of friends. You count, if you count your friends on more than one hand, you better count again. So having experienced, and that's a bad example because, that's a specific example, people that I like. But, there's other examples too, where people made a lot of money off of being a part of the Groyper movement. January 6th happens, and then they don't want to go to AFPAC 2 because they're worried about the feds. It's like, really? Well, you didn't worry about that when you made $100,000 doing the pre-show on D Live. Oh, but now that we're in a little bit of trouble, now that everyone's afraid of the DOJ, now you don't want to come to my conference when I really need you. And not only that, but you're going to crash out on me in a live stream and throw me under the bus. So I've been there and I know what it's like, and it really sucks. It really sucks. So I don't co-sign everything that everybody does or everything that everybody says, and I fucking hate when people say that. I don't agree with everything. If you're friends, you're friends. If you're friends, you're friends. And what good is a friend if they are not there for you on the worst day of your life? Doesn't even matter who's to blame. People say, he has it coming. Thank God we don't get what's coming to us. Because if we did, surely we would all be murdered and go to hell. Thank God everybody says, serves him right. He got what he deserved. He made a big mistake. Thank God we don't all get what we deserve, because we all deserve to go to hell. You realize that, right? We all deserve to go to hell. That's what it is. When you're a Christian and you understand our soteriology, we all deserve to go to hell because of our own sins, because of our own tendency to betray God, because our body is alienated from our spirit. So it doesn't matter. What good is a friend if they're not there for you on the worst day of your life? That means something to me. It should mean something to all of you, for the friends in your lives and your family. That's the greatest asset there is. I know that's really cheesy and corny, but you will find in your life that good friends are actually more valuable than money. Yeah. They're more valuable than almost anything. It's people power. People that you can count on. Trust is its own form of currency. Loyalty is a form of currency. And it's not cheap. It's not cheap. It's earned, and it takes time. So anyway, those things really matter to me. So people think it's a big joke, and Elijah's, he's trying to get through some personal stuff, but we got to stick together. We really do. In this political movement and his friends and allies, we got to stick together.
Nick, bring back the ding, sent $21. Nick, 3 months into the big 26, ever going to bring back the ding?
No, the ding is over.
User 1257456 sent $20. Hey, Nick, I thought Iran would have put up more of a fight. Did you think the same? Frame modder choking was awesome.
I really did. But you know what? After what happened to Hezbollah and Syria, I'm really not surprised. They're a paper tiger,
Mike Capil sent $30. Is this war bullish for Palantir?
Why? Do you want investment advice?
Okay, Bro, I sent $20. Have tried the new McDonald's burger.
I did. It was okay. It's a McDonald's burger, okay? Right. It's like a new Taco Bell menu item. It's like, so we took the same bullshit and we reconfigured it. It's like, it's the same. It's a McDonald's cheeseburger, bro. It's a McDonald's cheeseburger with new sauce. It's okay. It's a McDonald's
Lil B
burger.
sent $22. Is Twitter real? No, you moron, sent $20. Sending my apology form. Voted for Trump in 20 and 24. Didn't know at the time it meant Israel first. I am America first.
Thanks. Appreciate
George 2
it.
sent $25. How do you write women so well? I think of a man, and I take away reason and accountability.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Perspective Artisan sent $20. Amazing how so many of these far-right LARPers on Twitter are dropping the act to crash out over you not voting like a good little Republican. So They think voting Vance will get us DND or something.
Yeah, far right. Oh, what if a bunch of nude bodybuilders took down the power grid? Oh, what if a bunch of Bronze Age warriors? Wait, you're not voting Republican? No, you can't do that. It's so funny because clavicular literally embodies aesthetics and all of that. All of these faggots on Twitter from the Bronze Age pervert community, all they did for 10 years is post like homoerotic, aesthetic, bodybuilders and attractive people on the beach. I must live a certain way, smoking cigarettes, and we're Solarian, and we're doing red light therapy, and blah, blah. My politics is about being handsome and Handsome Thursday. Okay. All of that aside, then you get Clavicular, who dedicates his life to being as handsome as possible and does it. He literally ascends. What's more, overcoming Ubermensch, they say Nietzschean vitalism. What's more Nietzschean vitalism than that? And it works. He gets bitches, he's rich, he's famous, he's the heartthrob of the country right now.
Hope your sister feels better, man.
And what do they say? Oh, but he won't vote for the Republican candidate? This is dumb. So then you realize, oh, okay, that's what it's really all about. So you could take your Man's World magazine and shove it up your fucking ass. You can take your Nietzschean vitalism and your Solarian gym shorts and you can shove them up your fucking faggot ass, because obviously the only thing that matters to you is voting Republican. You don't care about any of that. You're not niche, esoteric, edgy, different. You're a Republican shill, which is as gay as it can possibly be. You're shilling for the party of Rick Santorum and you think you're edgy?
Rick
The kids are far right. They're listening to Caribbean rhythms on SoundCloud. And what's the purpose of the podcast? This veneer of sophistication, and behind it is vote Republican every time, no matter what. Israel's actually based. Just stop. Just stop with that. Zip it.
Punk Blood sent $25.
Stop.
Is Iranian sleeper cells who crossed the border during the Biden presidency a real threat or just played up propaganda?
Propaganda. Probably Jewish false flags.
Based Crusader sent $20. Sorry for making you angry on previous chat. I'm just excited for my new order because of the quality of the hats.
Great.
Roy sent $20. Dude, get a wife already.
Culver's
Rolling on
over
the floor
five
laughing
guys.
emoji. You are fantasizing too much lately. Never Vance. Flex bicep emoji. America First 1776 sent $20. I know Alex Jones
I'm
says voting for
choosing not
Democrats is
to crash
accelerationist,
out.
but I agree with you that we should play both sides. Grow Hypers will vote for any candidate who's against Israel, whether they're a D or R.
So true.
Shaver sent $20. Nick, why do you have 666k followers on Rumble, bro? Something you aren't telling us?
The Frankists did it. The Frankists and the Khazarian
Lord White
Mafia
sent
did
$20.
it.
It would be great content for you to have a conversation with Asman about Iran. He's Israel critical but also completely on board with
Thanks. You're the first person to suggest that
the Fatigue
tonight.
sent $20.
I'll do
Current
that.
attack news today had all the hallmarks of a psyop. A lot of people have taken to trusting news coming out of US/Israel a bit too much.
It's a
The
distraction from the
Sniffer Bone sent
laptop.
$20. Nick is too hard on the internet after that canvas spit.
Yeah.
Go Hyper's mom sent $100. Your candle remains lit at our parish, and prayers continue. May he bless and protect you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your prayers. Thank you for the big super chat. I believe it or not, I think that's why I'm still alive. No joke. I'm not saying that in any type of way. I unironically think that's why I'm alive. So God bless
Cody
you.
Fisher
Oh,
1XP
man.
sent $20.
Taco
I think you have a
Bell.
much more knowledgeable and capable
I don't-
group
that
behind
shit
you with
ain't
very
good
good modern
for
war
you.
tactics and tech, etc. Your
I'm
following is
drinking
deeper than I
Mountain
believe
Dew,
you see, and very capable. God bless, sir.
Okay, so what does that mean?
Mr. Mojo Ryzen sent $20. You just mentioned that you liked The Doors. Did you watch their movie by Oliver Stone?
Taco
And what's your
Bell.
favorite song? Jim Morrison was the OG mocker.
I didn't see the movie. Favorite
Val
song? I
Kilmer?
really like
Dope.
LA Woman. Can't
Bro,
beat it.
Riders on the Storm.
I really
is
like
by
People
far
Are
better.
Strange. I sort of relate to that song, you know?
People are
Very
strange.
relatable.
Whiskey bar.
LA Woman, People Are Strange. What else? I always liked Riders on the Storm.
Mm-hmm. My grandfather
Break On Through to
liked
the
that.
Other Side. Used to play that on Rock Band all the time. What else do I like by the Doors?
Oh,
Yeah,
what is
those
it?
are probably
Soul
my
Kitchen.
favorites, I guess.
Ooh.
DeKalb Groy percent $20. I always love when you collab with Alex Jones. Did you know he used to be a voice actor?
That's a good one.
No, in
You
that
gotta-
movie,
Wesley
right?
sent $20. The Strait of Hormuz is closed
organ
right
in
now to
that?
all Gulf
Oh,
countries and it
God.
transports 80% of food to these counties. What does this mean to the economy? Does this strategically improve Iran in the future?
No, what are you talking
Zyciel sent
about?
$20. Loved your end of summer playlist. Drop another in the Telegram sometime soon. Anyways, love ya.
I do it once a year, okay? Can we have more? It's always, this is the problem with you people. You can never just enjoy something. I gave you my annual playlist because you begged for it. And then you go, oh, can we get another one? It's like, okay, like, just appreciate it. you
Denrio
know?
sent $20. 2 from Denrio. Back by popular demand. Just checking in. Thanks to you and all the Grow Hypers for all the prayers for my family. The massive support means a lot to us.
Thank you, man. God bless you, my friend. I can't even imagine what you're going through. And I wish you the best. And I'm praying for you and your family. Such a horrible situation, but but you got friends. And I hope you're doing all right. I hope you're hanging in there. But we appreciate you, buddy. God bless you.
Devolution sent $25. Groyper curse merch. Java. Granite State Groyper.
Maybe, I don't
America
know.
Air sent $25. On fire tonight. Tucker might not like you, but you at least red pilled him. Book recommendations? Grow Hyper Kieran sent $25.
Really?
For the last 2 months I've been requesting NHH by Ye on Floyd's TikTok lives. Then reporting them when they put it on.
That's funny. You know what I like about Nigga Heil Hitler?
Yeah,
The
Dostoevsky
sample in the
did.
song is all quiet on the
Brothers
Western Front. You know, the da, da, da.
Karamazov.
That's all quiet on the Western Front. And if you've ever seen that movie, it's okay.
Great movie.
But the movie, it's like in the
book.
beginning, everybody's like gung ho. It's like, we're going to war. All
Mm-hmm.
right. And then they go to war and they're like, this sucks. You know? They're
Yep.
like, okay, we're marching to war. We're on
They
the
think
train, on
they're
our
gonna
way to
be
the war.
heroes.
Everyone's excited. And then they get to the war and they're like, this
There's no
sucks. Like, we're
food.
getting blown to smithereens and we're getting run over by tanks and we're hungry.
They get to the
And
front
that's
and
kind
there's
of
no
like
fucking
we're in
food.
a war. It's like a war cry. It's like a war anthem. Like, da, da. We're going to war. We're warriors. So love the song. Love my brother, my goat. Yay, even though he
Gotta
apologized.
get 'em.
Hopefully we could get him back. We got to bring him back. Got to bring him back from the dark side. We got to get him to hit that yay button. Come on. I know it's in there. I know it's in there. Then you hit the yay button. We got to get him to hit the yay button. And I wouldn't normally say that because, listen, it's his life. He's his own man. I love him. And I'll always be there for him, even if we're not always aligned politically or he's got to do what he's got to do. But really, he's one of the great warriors of our time, one of the great leaders. He is a leader. He is a leader, believe it or not. He's a leader in music, he's a leader in fashion, and he was the leader in politics. In 2022, who was saying I love Hitler? Kanye fucking West, okay? Yay was saying that.
Taking the slings and arrows.
It's like, I'm like Luke Skywalker. I'm like, Father, please, you know, I still sense the good in you. So, yeah. Hit
Roy
the
Berlam
button,
sent
bro.
$25. Republicans and Dems are not the same. Republicans have something Dems don't have: embedded grow wipers. Wink wink.
That's
Prime
true.
sent $30. Why do people say it's 272K Jews died? I search it up and it says it's wrong.
I used Jugal and it
Worst Day
said,
sent $20. No one mentioned the Strait of Hormuz is closed right now to all Gulf countries and it transports 80% of food to these
yeah,
countries.
no one's talking about the Strait of Hormuz. You're right. No one
These
mentioned
people are
that.
gonna
Benjamin Negros
starve.
sent
Good point.
$20. How did the official narrative for the Iran war go from Israel was going to attack Iran anyway, so we helped them, to no, wait, Iran was actually going to attack the US if Israel attacked them first, and now JK, Israel was actually going to be attacked by Iran first? Dude, trust us.
Because there's no, like, they're making it up as they go
Oiler
along.
sent $20. This is the victory that has overcome the world, our faith. 1 John 5:4 LMFAO with those panicking. We already won.
Yeah. I agree, but like sometimes it doesn't feel like that. But it is true. I don't know. That's kind of like a cope. Like we still want to fight for a better world.
Fear Anya first sent
So-
$50. I married an ex-cam girl who kind of hates me. I keep her and the kids in an apartment 3 doors down from me so I can have space. And every part of the arraignment is as good as you imagine.
Okay.
fuck?
3 Doors Down. Remember that band?
Mhm.
Remember 3 Doors Down?
Superman.
That was a good band.
I remember when
I
that
remember
first
we used to
came
have
out.
rock bands. Remember we used to have rock bands?
Mm-hmm.
Daughtry, 3 Doors Down, Kings of
Creed.
Leon, The Strokes,
Mm.
Interpol. We used to have rock bands. The Killers. We
The
don't have
White
rock bands
Stripes.
anymore. Remember 3 Doors Down? The lead singer just died. They used to sing Kryptonite and
Kryptonite.
what
I
else?
thought
They sang one
Superman.
other song. It's Not My Time. Was that them?
B. Lee
Good times.
DZKREGX 1337 sent $20. Fuck Larry Ellison, where's your pix tie faggot?
Huh? I don't know what that
Willie
means.
Nail sent
remember when Three
$50.
Doors
Imagine if the
Down
left
first
just gave up
came
on open
out.
borders alone.
I was
I don't
like
think the
9.
GOP would ever recover.
My
Yeah.
Countdown
best
Snick for Video
friend,
Mouth sent $20.
his dad
Shoulder
had a
pads?
fucking
You'd have everything and mug everyone if
Shelby
you started pumping
Cobra,
some podcast
Ford
iron.
Cobra.
Also, tie for the show.
Okay.
Rave Don Bacon sent $25. I'm so glad you ratioed pig bacon earlier. He is the most vandal black coal poster of all
his
time.
dad pulled
I just
it
know
out
he
of
raped
the
kids.
center
Okay.
console.
97
He's
sent
like,
$20.
Disavow.
Talks on the
man.
importance of loyalty and friends. Genuine Q
Okay.
given your experience. Love from Australia.
I
Leather
just
seats.
said
I
it.
was sliding
I
around in the
just-
back
Stealth
while he
Black
was racing.
I
people.
talk about it. Oh, thoughts on loyalty? More though. I want more thoughts
Stealth
on
Black
it.
sent $20. Red pill niggas really stuck in the matrix. Sad to see. Really cements the idea that the overwhelming majority of
I
people
mean-
can't help but be stuck in their thought patterns.
Yep.
Even when they think
Cobra.
they're critical thinkers.
True.
Sneeko sent $20. Sup.
Sup?
Val
What up,
Kilmer. I love
Sneeko?
Val Kilmer.
Sup? My man Sneak. What up, bro? What up? My man. You know, the Muslim stuff, it makes me cringe, but we're brothers. Goyim unite. It's okay. But dude, this guy, it's always like, so I said the thing about the Ayatollah, it is a joke. And you understand the premise of the joke. And Sneeko goes, but the questions, it's like, why does it always have to be this? Can't you seriously, do you seriously not see the humor? All these people like Scott Ritter, all they talk about is, oh yeah, don't fuck with Iran. We're going to lose. They're going to blow up an aircraft carrier. They're going to do this. They don't do any of that at all. They get utterly defeated. The Ayatollah's killed, and then they go, big mistake. Killing all of us? That was our master plan, actually. And the joke is that the Iranians, I'm rooting for them, actually, in a way. They're talking a big game. They're always like, true promise 17. This time we mean it. They're posting like 3D videos of like America getting nuked.
Roads were good.
And then Israel just eats their lunch every time. And you go, okay, come on. Like, okay, guys. You know, it's like Charlie Brown here. Like, come on. Every time it's like, oh, don't fuck with Iran. These are martyrs, like blah, blah. And then they just get obliterated every single time. And then they cope and go, well, that was the next step in our master plan. Was getting caught part of your master plan? Of course, you know. So I say that, and Sneeko takes offense personally and every other way and goes, oh yeah, but Christians, well, they say that Jesus is a martyr. It's like, dude, it's not that. It's not an attack, dude. It's not an attack. Everything with him is always an attack on brown people.
I heard
he always interprets it as a white attack.
The Iranian dude said, our dear leader drank the sweet nectar of martyrdom today. That's what this fucking anchor said. The sweet nectar of martyrdom. It freaked me out because it just makes you realize how fucking easily manipulated human beings are. If you just say something enough times and play it up